Yeah,
significant amount.
Yeah. How's it going with you, Taylor?
Oh, good.
What does that mean?
Oh!
I'm getting into this. I just came from work, so...
Do you have any notes?
I do.
Okay. Dylan, you got notes? Or?
I don't.
You don't? You got nothing?
I can talk about anime, because
No,
I've
I really
watched
don't
like
have any.
6 series of anime in the past week.
Hell yeah, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Nice. Who wants to start us off?
Have you ever started us off, Taylor?
He did last
Yeah.
week.
Did he? Oh, right, he
We
totally
could just
did.
go. We can just go around. Somebody pick their name or say their name.
Pick their name.
Well, what shall you choose this week?
Hello, everybody, again. We're here in the GeekVerse, just chilling. There's 4 of us this week. Kirkland is... Do you actually know where Kirkland is? I kind of
Yeah,
forget.
wedding, I think, right?
Right,
Was
his
it
sister's getting
was,
married.
was it one of his grandmas?
Yeah, his grandma's
His
getting
grandma's
married
getting
too.
married.
Double wedding, sister and grandma wedding.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Protecting
Womble
the
Cone.
wedding from dragons, probably, in Skyrim.
Yeah, probably.
I am here. I already did that part. I am the Springwood Slasher. It'll make sense later. Travis Snell. No one wants to go, apparently. That's just me.
It's Travis alone here, joined by...
Yeah.
I don't know how to expand on the one and only and then the one of many.
You did the one of many. I thought you were going to do the one of few this week.
The
Yeah.
one of few, Dylan Musk.
It's the ghost in the bedroom.
The
Dylan
ghost
Moss.
in the bedroom.
Jessica. Here doing my regular weekly hauntings.
And it's Taylor Fields here, too.
Like the field.
Like the field.
As in the field.
Well,
Closely related to the field.
Closely, yeah.
well, my stuff's kind of a downer to start with, so someone else start.
Okay.
Go ahead, Taylor.
Well, okay.
Oh, he's got a notebook now.
Well, just
Upgrade.
for
Oh,
you...
yeah, he used to have a piece of paper, but now he
I
has...
did.
How are you going to wiggle
the...
the notebook to make your paper noise, though?
Oh.
And he used to slap it.
Slap that
You
book.
can still do that.
Did you get this from Bed Bath & Beyond?
Yeah, they gave it to me.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
for other notes, though. I was supposed to write other stuff. Well, I'm on my
Oh
break.
jeez, this is like the... Have you ever seen the movie, like, The Ring? Like, when there's a journal, you find out like, all these creepy drawings and scribes. This is what you got going on.
I'm gonna find this in my locker.
Apparently Taylor's killed, like, a little girl, and she's after him. He's...
And also all the latest news on Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
That's at the beginning. That it gets to the killing of the girl, like, halfway through.
Next year, Assassin's Creed: The Ring, biggest crossover series
Taylor
ever.
Field as in the field.
I would watch a short film of that, the assassin having to fight.
Hey, you want to be a
Ringu.
director? There you
What?
go. Breakthrough film.
Well, every time we say this, it's all stuff that's like copyrighted, so I'll be just sued and my career will be over in a second.
No, you just don't use the same, like, lingo that they use. Like, oh, it's a little boy this time with a necklace, not a ring.
How do I explain the Assassin's
The-
Creed
with
guy?
what?
He's wearing
What?
like,
Okay,
the whole
okay, wait.
thing.
Let's pause for a second. With a necklace, not a ring. Have you ever watched The
Yeah,
Ring?
he hasn't, I imagine. No, there's no
Yeah.
ring in there.
There's no the ring.
Well, I don't know.
The
The
ring is the well.
Well, that's why. That's why. So I don't remember because
It's not like some. It's like not like as obvious as like Lord of the Rings. Like
I think that's gonna be the best one for tonight. It's not a ring. It's a necklace.
it's not a tumor. It's not a ring.
I'm so tired.
Well, go try and redeem yourself because that was pitiful.
Well, this stuff I have here is mostly. I didn't get to grab my sheet of paper because I just came straight here after work. So this is just stuff that you wanted me to take notes on. That was like good sequels for games and movies.
Oh, the topic later.
Yes,
when I'll
that's
transition
later. Okay,
into it.
so that'll be for later then. But I memorized what I wrote on my sheet, and I kind of memorized it, but
I get the feeling you're good at tests.
not really. Just but this is about Call of Duty and Rainbow Six. How the two are not like each
Oh
other.
my goodness! Is this something that happened this week, or just because you wanted to explain it from last week?
I have to explain this from last
Oh
time.
my god!
Anyway,
Wait, is this an argument that we had last week?
We
We
didn't let Taylor have the argument.
We didn't let him talk about Rainbow Six because I just listened to the episode again a few days, and yeah, that was a big thing. We're like, no, we're not talking about. We didn't have time because we were running a bit
okay.
late, and then
Not because we didn't want to, but if you're
well,
out
that's
of time.
kind
Yeah.
A little bit of both. Anyway, go on.
yeah.
well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a nice 2 hours here, so
To talk about Rainbow Six.
Okay, just pause. If you don't want to hear it, we'll give Taylor like 2 minutes. So
Just
tune
skip
back
to
in
the-
2 minutes.
So
No,
rude.
I'm sure he has
I would love
good
to hear
info.
it. I'm
Yeah,
here.
I'm
Here
interested.
for you,
This
Taylor.
week is just like a random topic
Yeah,
sort of
random.
stuff. We're all waiting for next week. That's Mario Maker, so we're kind of we're kind of spinning wheels to that episode because that one's all we got that all planned. We got a week advance. This one's just kind of a throw stuff at the wall.
Throw stuff at the wall, including Rainbow Six.
Including Rainbow Six.
I will throw that at the wall.
and the trash bin.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
No, Call of Duty, like, for those of you that have played, like, every single Call of Duty, you'll spot differences, but most of the people...
You might.
No, I'm serious, like, because I've played I skipped over Ghost mostly, but I've played them all, and I've seen differences, but it's easy for most people to say, like, oh, it's just another Call of Duty, I'm not gonna worry about it, or if you haven't played all the other Call of Duties enough, like, and you play it, it's gonna seem like junk, and it's gonna seem like an average Call of Duty game. So, but compared to Rainbow Six by far it's a lot more kind of like Battlefield in a sense, like as far as realism goes. It's Call of Duty is just all like you're rushing in and guns blazing and all that, but Rainbow Six, I don't know if anyone's seen like the gameplay for it.
Yeah, like you're like wrestling like hostages and stuff like that. Like no, there is differences. It's just kind of, I think like I don't know if I speak for everybody here, but I'm just kind of almost like first person shooter fatigue almost. Like that's the thing. Like it's almost like I can't take anymore. And if I am gonna play it, I'll play Call of Duty. But now that Star Wars is out, that's my answer. Like Battlefront, like that'll be my answer. So I'm just kind of like when I see
they just keep making them more and more complicated when they don't need to be.
Yeah,
they do.
Like, that's my problem with Halo. When they added armor abilities, is that what they're called? Like,
don't look at me.
yeah, that's kind of like, I feel like it was unnecessary, and I guess they kind of have to. They have to do stuff, new stuff.
Because it's so hard. What do you do? Like,
They
where
make
do you
it
go?
so complicated that you have to take out co-op.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. Yeah,
See what you
complicated.
did? You made it mad
I
again.
know. It's always back to the co-op.
Yeah.
Did you see the Halo Freefall cinematic?
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
I mean, did you watch it?
No, I was just gonna ask. Even though you're making all these like, meh, are you still gonna buy it at the end of the day?
Me and Matt were actually talking about this, and it comes back when we leave for Japan. So there'll be kind of 2 weeks where we're not going to be able to play because we won't be here. So I think we're going to wait until we get back, kind of see where reviews are, see if there's, cross my fingers, a chance they patch in co-op because enough people complain about it.
Yeah.
And kind of go from there. Because, as I said, it's a game that me and Matt have played through our entire relationship. It's what we play together. So for me, to not have co-op is kind of defeats one of the main reasons why I buy it. So.
Yeah. I think if that were to get patched, then I think it would be probably a lot longer than when you get back, though. I feel like that's a 6-month thing. Like, they'll try and, like...
But there'll be word on it, at least.
That's true. Yeah,
they
that's
put out
true.
in an announcement that we're going to add it, right?
They said that?
No, if
okay.
like-
I'm like,
stopped for a
yeah,
second.
me too. I'm like, what? I didn't hear about
No,
that.
because
Yeah.
when there was all the problems with the servers and everything on Master Chief Collection, they announced months in advance that they were giving a free copy of ODST that everyone that put up with it.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, I could see them, okay, we've got enough complaints, we're going to work on this. It might be a couple months, but it's coming. I can see them doing that.
Yeah. So, quick poll. You think they will? You think that yes or no they will do it?
I have no idea. I think it depends how their sales go.
Yeah.
Because if enough people buy it anyway without it, there's no reason for them to patch it.
Yeah. That's why I'm going to say no, because I still think it will sell good.
I don't really
think they'll
understand
do it.
why they don't have it in the first place. Is it still 343 working on this?
Yeah.
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 So, you think yes or no it will get in? At the end of the day, whenever the whole game's lifespan, you think they'll ever put it in?
I feel like if they had no plans to have it in at the beginning, they probably won't have it in at all.
Yeah.
Well, they tried to have it in, and they said it didn't work. They said the coding was...
Well, then, yeah, that whether or not they put it in depends on whether or not they can fix that problem.
Yeah.
I feel like if they could, they probably would have figured it out by now.
Yeah, with, like, what, a couple months away?
Remove an essential feature from the series that's been doing the same thing forever.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll just be a big surprise. It'll just be like, you'll put it
Day
in,
one.
and they'll be like...
That'd be cool.
And it's actually on the disc, man,
Maybe it's a pre-order bonus.
Oh.
Oh my god.
So what do you think?
That
You
would be
think...
so scummy.
Yeah.
At this point, if they're willing to give you a free copy of Halo ODST, I'm sure they're willing to go to extreme lengths to satisfy their buyers if the game doesn't turn out that well on launch. So
But I still think
don't
it
know.
will. I still
Oh,
think
yeah,
people are
I
just
think
gonna
so,
buy
too.
it, and I guess it'll be a question of what was the last Halo game?
Like Halo 4, you mean?
Yeah, was that the last one in between now? and
Came out a
this?
while ago.
Well, no,
Yeah.
Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, but that was just a remake.
Yeah, not counting that. I'm just trying to
But
think.
that was a
it'll-
pretty hefty remake, to be fair.
Yeah, but no, I just mean like from a because that one I would expect to sell really well, right?
Yeah.
Like I'll be interested to see how this sells opposed to Halo 4. It should technically
Well,
sell,
All the
less.
comments I've seen have been people that have been unhappy about it. Like, if I go on forums, it's always, like, tons of people upset. So it'll be, like, 4 out of 5 people complaining about no co-op, and then
Yeah.
one person saying, I don't care.
Yeah.
And same with, like, the video that just came out. I was reading the comments, and it was, like, 4 out of 5 people were saying, why is there no Chief in this video? Like, this video is disappointing, and one person that was like, I'll still buy it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the feedback that I've seemed to see, at least on my Facebook and my feeds that I look at, has not been very positive towards it.
I think with the Chief thing, I think they're just holding them. Like I think.
Well, like I told you last time, they're trying to kill Chief off.
I don't think they will. I still like if I had to bet $100, which I will not, but I don't. I don't think they will. It's just because we talked about this off the cast after. It's just I don't think because he's such an iconic image. Like I just feel like that's. I feel like they could write him off and maybe come back to him, but they shouldn't like outright kill him. They shouldn't. I understand if they want to try a few games, but I don't know what. Can you think of a successful franchise that's lost its main hero and
Gears
then
of
done
War.
really good?
Gears of War.
Who?
Marcus Phoenix and Dom.
Marcus Phoenix is still
No,
alive.
yeah,
isn't he?
but his partner, the main character since Gears 1 to 3,
He's
they
still
killed him.
sidekick though. He's not that.
Yeah,
Marcus is,
still,
but Marcus
he's-
is carrying on. You could
True.
kill
But
everybody
I feel
that's
like the
tied with
difference
Master
between that is
Chief.
like Gears. I don't know how many years since the first one came out.
That's like 2004.
5 or 6. Whenever the
If you
Xbox
compare
it
that
launched
to
with
like
the
the
Xbox
amount of
360.
games and like even like what they have books and they have everything for Halo. The amount of stuff for Chief, like there's so much more for that than there is for Gears, right?
So you're saying like it's easier to kill Chief off, or not easier to kill Chief off?
I'm saying, it would not be like they can't really kill him off. I don't see how they could do
That's
it.
what I just don't see them doing it. If they do
Unless
it, it's
there's, like-
ballsy, but I don't know because everyone
Well, you read
seems.
the books, don't you, Taylor? Like how much stuff could they pull from that to give Chief more stuff, even if they killed him off in the newest one? Like they could probably keep doing stuff like prequels and whatnot.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, the amount of
Prequels.
prequel stuff.
There's
they
probably
could
tons of
go
content
up
from the
to-
books that they could
Oh,
do, right?
yeah. Yeah, and I mean, even now, there's tons of content that's after the books that doesn't even focus on Master Chief now. I mean,
See, that'll be interesting because what if they kill him off, but then they do like 3 prequel games? Because then that's like.
Well, you could always have it where, he dies and someone else gets, an upgraded version of his suit or whatever. I mean, how often do you see Chief's face? I mean, all they need is a guy in a suit to be the new Chief.
Have they just showed his eyes? I know he's like
Yeah,
pale
just
white
his
and a
eyes.
ginger. That's all I know.
you kind of get a description of him in the books.
Yeah.
But nothing solid. But I couldn't take that if I'm looking at a Spartan and it looks like Master Chief, but it's not the Master Chief.
But I'm
in there.
saying it doesn't have to be his suit. I mean, look at you have every other Spartan. They could, Master Chief dies, so they're like, okay, well, we need to hit the next suit to be better. So they make a better one and then choose a new person to be.
But are they technically Master Chief? Then are you saying in your scenario, like would they even if it's
I
new
don't
armor,
think-
would they be Master Chief?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm just thinking
Well,
of it. 'Cause they do that with Batman a lot, and like I like when Dick Grayson was Batman, and right now Jim Gordon's Batman, and I can like them, but none of them are the same as Bruce Wayne. Like when Bruce Wayne's in there, he's the best one. That's the only risk of like making a character like, oh, this is the new Master Chief. And I don't know, I don't play them, but I never hear like good things about Locke. Everyone's like, oh,
I
he's
think-
fine,
I think
but
that's
I
what
just
they're
want Master
doing.
Chief.
I think that's what they're doing with Locke. They're trying to make him kind of look like the Master Chief.
Because
and
that's who the video was about. It was about Locke's team.
Nightfall, yeah.
Would you guys be that pumped for a Batman movie if Robin was now Batman?
But they're not. Taylor's like,
Yeah, I'd be interested in that.
You'd be
but-
interested, but I don't think you'd.
But they're not making a sidekick. I mean, like, if they were going to make Arbiter the new main character, then yes, I would be all over that.
Me too.
But they're not making the sidekick into the main character. They'd be taking some random Marine and sticking him in a suit. It's kind of a different situation. Because, let's be honest, anyone would play a game about Arbiter. Arby's like 10 out of 10.
Yes.
No idea.
You don't know who the Arbiter... Like,
No, it's all French to me.
Jewel and Dama, I think his name
Don't
is.
even try. Don't.
I
I'm
don't
not
know
gonna.
that much.
I just think okay then. Quick poll around. Who thinks I'm saying no? They will not kill Master Chief. Not kill. They could write him off, but not kill. Who else is in?
so what you're saying, like, Walt Disney frozen somewhere forever until something happens? like that. Kind
I
of
think that's a
situation.
smarter route. I don't think they should, even if they.
It's like what we were
they
saying
should-
last week. It's the Microsoft equivalent of killing off Mario. Like, you can't do it.
Yeah, if they that was off the cast. That's they didn't hear. It. But
Really?
if they,
Okay.
yeah, that's why because we got into it more. Oh, sorry, your foot. Like. I say if they kill him, they should do this sort of thing where, a spaceship explodes and he's in it. Like, not in a way like, he gets decapitated and he's, like, for sure dead. Like, if he gets killed, it should be in a way that they should leave it open at least. I think if they just outright kill him, it's a mistake.
They can't really do the whole Frozen thing again, though, because that's what happened between 3 and 4.
No, see, I don't know this.
Yeah,
'cause I don't play them.
he was frozen for, it was like, what, 2
It
years?
was 3.5 years.
3.5, yeah. So, I mean, they've already done that for Chief. So,
Then he should just go off on his own. He should just be like Obi-Wan.
He should
Like,
just
in the
retire
desert.
now, though. He's gone
Oh,
off on his
then-
own for Halo 5.
He should just keep.
It's-
He should just keep doing it. I don't. I
should
don't
retire.
even like. See, I don't even like Halo. It's just because I can feel for like fans like that. Same thing like we talk about Mario. Same thing with Batman. When someone main gets killed, I don't know. It's hard to get that magic, and it's just such a. I can't remember which one you guys said. Oh, I think you said that with him being like their most iconic character, and that's right. Like, yeah, you got Marcus Phoenix, and sorry, Tomb Raider just doesn't count because it's still coming to PS4. Like, other than Marcus Phoenix and Master Chief, who else is there for 360 or sorry, Xbox?
Fable guy.
He's starting
yeah.
to die though because apparently the new game that's coming out is really
there's a new
bad.
Fable coming out?
It's a weird
Oh, wow.
like
I feel like they were
MMO
all
or something.
not good after the first one.
Yeah, so like every time his stock's declining. So like who else you got?
Was Fable an Xbox only thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it was. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think they will, but now I'm interested for you guys just to play 5 so I can figure. Actually, I'll just go to Wikipedia and read it. I won't tell you guys, but I'll be interested to see. I'll see on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll find out. Like I said, I'm not going to be playing it day one, so I'm not going to be able to talk about it right away, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
How did we get here?
Well, we were talking about Rainbow Six.
And we're talking about
Got a little
All right,
bit off
first-person
track.
shooters.
combat,
Right.
first-person shooters, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then
You-
making it too complicated, and
Yeah.
then too complicated that
And
they
then I
take
was
out
complaining about
Kev.
Halo.
You still want to keep going about Rainbow Six, or you think?
No, I got another topic, actually.
Okay, good.
Um,
I would try
Good.
if you buy Rainbow Six. I will try it. It's just that it got delayed. Too,
I
is
played
a
one
little-
Rainbow Six game, and it was really fun, but that was
Yeah. It just It comes out in December, and that's a bad time. It's like December 1st or 2nd. It's like people's
yeah, gifts already
Christmas
bought
shopping
and
are
all
done.
that,
Yeah, like that's from like the financial standpoint. I don't think I'll do well. Same thing as Hitman releasing in December. I'm like, that's odd. They should just wait till January or February. Which, by the way, before you go, Uncharted 4 coming out March 18th, 2014.
Really?
No,
2014?
2016. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why didn't I buy it?
You gotta go back in time. But yeah, March 18th. Is there anyone surprised with that? Because I thought they were gonna wait till next year's like November,
It was
October.
delayed.
It was supposed to come out this holiday season, and then they delayed it to be announced. And I thought they would just delay it a whole year, but March is kind of weird. I thought they would try to, because Xbox One has another good lineup next year. So I
Did
thought,
they delay it due to other games coming out, or due
no,
to
I don't know why, but something to do with things weren't gearing right.
Right.
When's their Uncharted bundle coming out?
October, like at the end of it, it's 30th or something.
That's before then. Uncharted
Yeah,
4.
so you got a good time to play them all. I won't buy it right away. I'm gonna wait, but just between like Metal Gear and all these games, I don't want to pay $60 for it to sit there. But yeah, so that's coming out March 18th. I was surprised, but that's good.
Cool.
Okay, what was your topic, Taylor?
Anchorman.
Oh, I was gonna bring this over to you after you.
So I never saw the first Anchorman until recently. I did see it like a couple weeks ago, but I saw the second one was in theaters, and my sister was like, "Oh, you know what? You want to go see a movie today?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Let's go see a movie." She's like, "Okay, we're gonna go see Anchorman." Oh,
Exact
okay.
same conversation.
And she
just so simple in 3 sentences. Okay, good.
don't
On the
quote
clock.
me like we're. But she ended up paying for it, so I'm not gonna turn down a free movie. And sat there, and I mean, like an hour in, I thought this was stupid. Like it was making my head hurt. Like I wanted to get up and go, but I didn't. I sat through it, and the whole thing, like the end, and I don't even think my sister enjoyed it that much. But everyone else was laughing in the theater. I'm looking around thinking, wow, is this for real? This kind of humor? It's so... it's too much for me, so... I mean, that's the same kind of humor I saw in the first one, so I never really got around to seeing the first one because of that. And then when I saw the first one, like, the first one was better than the second one, obviously, but...
You still said it was meh when we had this conversation.
Yeah, it was...
This is going back to the last cast. I accidentally said that he saw the first one before the second. It was reverse. He saw the second like he just said in the theater.
But the thing is, if you wait this long to watch Anchorman, the amount of hype that has been portrayed for it over the years, like, it has to be amazing for you to really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I feel like when I saw it, it was just like this random Will Ferrell movie that I saw, and it ended up being like probably my favorite comedy. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a few. Like, has anyone seen Shawshank Redemption?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a one that, like, I had not seen for a while, and people just, you gotta see it's the greatest, and I watched it, like, oh, it was good, but I don't see why people think it's the greatest movie of all time. For me, it's still Godfather, but...
So it depends on, like, the hype at the time when a movie comes out?
No, like, that was just...
Your expectations are set higher. Like, I had no expectations for Anchorman 1. It was just some random Will Ferrell movie.
Yeah.
But when people sit there and tell you, oh, it's awesome, it's awesome, it's awesome, and then you're like, oh, this is going to be the best movie ever, and then it's just kind of like, well...
Yeah. That was the way for me, and I hate to say it, because now I love the movie, but it was the second Captain America. I was away on vacation, and I couldn't see it, and all I heard was, like, blah, 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 it's the greatest, blah, 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 it's amazing, best Marvel thing ever. And people kept comparing to Dark Knight, which is my favorite movie. It's like, oh man, like, this has to be good. I go, get back, see it, I'm like, that was good. And, like, granted, it hurts because, like, I know a lot of it because I read the comics. A lot of it is predictable. I was like, I don't know if this was as good as everyone says it was. And then, as, like, every time I watch it, I love it more and more. Now I can say, oh, I love the hell of that movie. But when I first saw it, I was like, what's all, like, the hoopla? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's just another good Marvel movie. It's not... I don't still think it's Dark Knight level, but, yeah, that's...
I'd just like to add that I don't know that I've heard anyone say hoopla in a long time.
Hoopla. I don't even know where that word came from.
It's not a board game?
That's Yahtzee.
Oh.
Is that it for your subjects there?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're looking at me.
I get you're next because Dylan said he had nothing. He was supposed to finish Wet Hot American Summer.
I watched half of it.
Yeah, but still, you can't comment. You haven't watched the full thing.
I can't comment yet?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
You watched half of the movie or half the TV series?
Movie. I
watched
the whole
you watched the
TV
show.
series. I watched the whole TV show before knowing that there was a movie. I thought it was just this random TV show with bizarre humor
If anyone's
and all
not
these
seen
crazy actors.
watch it.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
It's so good. You gotta like that type of humor, though. You'll know. The first episode, it's only half an hour.
See, maybe it's going to be disappointing because I've heard all this hype from you guys.
I think that's true. Honestly, I don't think it's something that you can hype up. I think it's just some random movie you see and maybe think it's funny.
You're gonna love it or hate it, or because even though you don't hate it, but you're not that thrilled about it. Anytime you're like,
Would you say it's you? The way you talk about it is not how I feel about it. Like, you think it's amazing. Like,
I do because I really like.
Paul Rudd?
Yeah,
I love Paul Rudd.
no, yeah, but it's like a combination. Like, I think my two favorite comedies, which is kind of weird, is like super dry British comedy and then outlandish. I don't like shows that are like outlandish and then kind of realistic or like real people. I like if they're gonna be outlandish, just go all out for it. That's why my favorite comedic movie of all time is Zoolander. They just go balls to the wall of like, these guys are so stupid, but you're gonna love it. And that's what Wet Hot American Summer is. Like, this is such a stupid, like, out there show, but if you like this humor, you're gonna love it. And that's what I mean. Like, that's why I love it. I plan on watching it again soon. Like, we got a long weekend coming here in Canada, so I think I might rewatch it then. I gotta rewatch that and Breaking Bad, so I think I'm gonna... What's wrong, Taylor?
I love stereotypes.
Throw the A out there.
On the note of TV show, now that did anyone watch the second episode of Fear the Walking Dead?
I haven't watched the first.
You still haven't watched the first? Did you watch
Metal
the
Gear
second?
Solid came out.
I missed it.
You haven't bothered at all.
I feel like the Walking Dead hype is dead for me.
Well, I watched it, as a good little Walking Dead follower.
See, you're a Walking Dead follower. You have to. None of us... Well, Taylor, yeah. Get mad at Taylor. He's a follower. It's just a show I watch.
No, I had to work.
I don't know. It was better than the first episode.
That's good.
They finally show the heroin addict having heroin addict symptoms.
Well, that's
So
plus.
and they've kind of got the world falling apart now. So it's slowly getting into things. It seems like I don't know, I'm really debated because I feel like there wasn't enough intro into the world kind of going downhill, but I also feel like it's a slow show, so I had mixed
Like The
feelings
Walking
on
Dead.
it. So I think the next episode is going to be the one where it finally starts to pick up. So if you're looking to watch it, I would watch the next two episodes before this one comes out, because I feel like it will finally get a bit of a bump in what's happening.
I'm gonna try. I heard there was a big death. I won't spoil it, but was there a big death?
Not.
No? Okay. And then I may be wrong who I think it is. I won't say
Do you think
that,
what
but
is?
I'm not gonna... Who I think died. From, like, the cast. I thought I saw a photo and I was like, oh, that's big.
There was a death, but it wasn't.
From someone in the main cast? Oh, okay, that's
No.
photos deceiving then.
Yeah, no.
I'll get around to it, but it's just like what I said last week. Like I probably will now because it's a long weekend. I want to get stuff done, but I just when I keep forgetting about it, I'm like, yeah, I want to watch it, but there's just so much else I want to do.
I wouldn't have remembered it was Matt. He's like, oh, there's a new episode of Fear the Walking Dead. You want to watch that? And I was like, well, I don't feel like looking through Netflix, so
Yeah,
that, it's one of those.
it's one of the worst feelings in the world. I feel like I spend more time looking through Netflix than I do watching it because
Yeah.
you can never decide.
That's why
It's
I'm on
awful.
Crunchyroll right now.
On what?
Crunchyroll,
What's that?
anime. It's like
Oh.
the anime version of Netflix.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
It's pretty good if you
Yeah.
like anime anyway.
Kirkland's not here to
I know,
rave with you.
because I've watched like tons of anime in the past week.
Wait, do you want to rant about that?
Sure. Let's go.
Let's go.
Naruto. Let's see.
The classic.
Yeah, Naruto Shippuden right now. They're releasing 2 episodes coming out. It'll be 7 a.m. So whenever you guys watch this, it'll already be out and it won't matter.
Yeah.
But they're releasing 2 episodes, which means it's going to be filler. And they're right about where the manga's going to go into like this crazy jump of what happens. And it's just aggravating. There's so much filler. And, it's been, like, I calculated it's like 210 hours of my life I've invested into this show. And it's still not done. And that's just this part, not including, like, original Naruto, I'm pretty sure. It's disgusting. So that's my complaint on Naruto. Is it wrong to try and pick up girls in a dungeon? If anyone's looking for an amazing show to watch.
Is that the show? What it's called?
Yeah, it's called
I
Is
thought
It
you were
Wrong?
asking us. I'm like,
No.
am I also in the dungeon? Like,
No, the show's called Is It Wrong to Try and Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? And it's basically they live in this world where the gods live on Earth, and everyone can choose to live under a certain god. And then they go into, there's a dungeon in the middle of their city, and they have to go in and level up to get things to bring back for their family to try and please their god. And so there's like...
why is it called this, though? What does it have to do
Because-
with the girl in the dungeon?
Because the main guy, you start following him when he's level 1, and he is in a dungeon for like the first time, and a centaur comes and attacks him, and a god comes and saves him, and he falls in love with the god in the dungeon. So it's all about his leveling up to try and pick her up while they're in the dungeon. And it's really good. I would advise.
It sounds pretty
Check it
funny.
It is. It's really good.
Is this only on, what is that website called again?
Crunchyroll?
Crunchyroll.
I'm sure you could find it other
Pretzel.
places. It's really good. I would definitely advise it. For male followers, the main god has really big boobs, so always a plus.
Yep.
See? Dylan's on board. No one else.
I'm trying to think. There could be some. I'm not gonna get into this. I'm not gonna get into that subject. Never mind. There's some people guys that might not like just the boobs.
The main character is a guy. Could be cute, I guess. There you go. Male.
I have no right for like a way to say it, so I'm just gonna
Just gonna leave it.
keep going.
Another one that I started was Raka, Six Flowers of the Brave. Basically, there's a demon that sleeps for like 300 years, and when he awakes, 6 people in the world get granted the power of a god to fight off the demon. But this time, there was 7 people, so they're basically trying to figure out who is the cheater that's trying to deceive them to like actually help the demon. It's pretty good so far.
A diverse show.
So, there's always 6 of them.
Yeah.
But the 7th one, so is he lying? He doesn't have powers, or does he have powers? But
We
he's
don't know
helping?
yet.
You have to find out, Taylor.
Yeah, go watch it.
Oh my gosh.
I know, it's...
But wouldn't they just be like, "Hey, do a power"?
No, because what it's...
You're like, I can't.
I lied.
Show over.
Well, because, like, so the 7 people, one is a swamp god. Yes, all the shows include gods. There's a sword god. There's the ruler of the gods, and then there's an assassin, a knight, and a bodyguard.
Are you?
The assassin god sounds like I'd
The-
follow
no,
him.
he's not a god. He's just an assassin, and he's super awesome.
Oh.
I'd still follow him.
No, he's like talks like a cat because he like moves really sly like a cat, and so like whenever he talks, he's always like yeah, because that's the sound cats make in Japan. So he'd be like, he's like, are you the liar? He's like, yeah, not me, yeah. And he's my favorite for sure. And so far, they kind of are hinting that he's not the liar, so it's. I feel really awkward just talking about anime when no one here watches it, so...
I'm just trying to take in all these, like, different, like... They just sound
concepts.
so ambitious. Yeah, like, something that, like, obviously it's because it's anime, but it's just something, like, I'm trying to think... Like, man, you would never see that in, like, just, like, a live-action American movie of, like, okay, I got this idea. And they'd be like, okay, and then nothing would happen. They're like, no, it's good. It's just, like, I'm trying to, like... You threw me off with the prison one. That was the first one where I was like, what?
One that you guys could watch, it's on Netflix, is called Sword Art Online, SAO. You're nodding. Okay, that's a good
I swear,
sign.
I think I've seen, like, at least, like, the
Picture?
the promo art, yeah.
Well, it's basically, there's this game, obviously, called Sword Art Online, and a bunch of people get sucked into it. They wear, like, headgear that connects right into their nervous system, so they just wear this headgear and play. And it ends up, the creator makes it so no one can leave the game, and if they die in the game, they die in real life. Or if their body gets disconnected from the nerve gear, they die as well. So the first person, like, beat the game, frees everyone kind of thing. And that one's pretty good. Kind of gamey. You guys might like it.
Yeah.
It's really cool. That'd be another good one. And that's on Netflix, so it's in English for the first season.
Is it subtitles, or is it, like...
No, it's in
dubbed?
English for the first... Yeah, dubbed.
Yeah.
Just the first season?
Yeah, second season just came out in July.
It could have been
So-
Japanese or whatever and had just English subtitles.
No, that's subbed. I would
Okay.
not say it's in English.
She knows
if
her.
it's- Yeah.
I know, I don't know.
You should come on. You should see my Q list here. I know what I'm talking about.
That's a cute list.
Q, like
Q, yeah.
Like shows to watch.
yeah, like
Q-U-E-U.
Oh,
Yeah.
like on Netflix?
Like QUE.
Oh, I've
Like-
just never used it.
you've never used the word Q? No.
Like the word, no.
Oh,
I just have
okay.
like my notes and my iPhone.
You don't like
for
put
movies
anything
to
on
watch.
like you don't like on Netflix like add things to the top so that way you can watch
That way it
them?
reminds
It's like
you.
add to your favorites list or something.
Yeah,
Nope.
the My List.
I got
Yeah, I
this.
use mine.
Yeah, but this way you don't have to write
Movies
anything
to
down.
watch,
You just
okay.
I
got
got this.
button.
Movies to watch on the iPhone. Boom.
You should call that your Q. Your movie.
Yeah, you should write at the top.
There's only 2 movies on my list
Okay,
that
well,
I haven't seen. The rest are all just ones to rewatch. Memento, Gravity,
Oh,
Memento.
Memento. Oh, yes.
one of my favorite movies of all time. Crow, Bridget Jones. I don't know why. I just felt like I really. That could have been the girlfriend, but I really like Hugh Grant. So, what is it? Oh, Only Lovers Left Alive. I did not like that. It's, I'm not going to go through this.
So are you have to watch it again? Or are you saying?
No,
Or just-
the Only Lovers Left Alive.
Yeah.
No, I tried. I'm gonna try again. I had never seen it. It's with Tom Hiddleston and Tilda Swinton, and they're like these last 2 vampires or something, and they're like in love but not in love. I don't know. I tried to watch the first 20 minutes, like this is not working out for me. So, and I love Tom Hiddleston, so yeah, that's about it. The rest of them are just stuff I've already watched. So, yeah, that's how that's my cue on my.
I guess, that works.
Yeah, I didn't think about that though, because sometimes not all the movies are Netflix. That's probably why.
This is true. But I still feel like
I
There's-
don't want to forget.
there's probably times when I'm like scrolling through Netflix and I'm like, I could watch this later.
Yeah,
It's like I'm not in the mood for it right now,
yeah.
but maybe later.
I know what you mean. I
Yeah.
definitely used the Q functionality that Netflix
Thank you.
gives.
Thank you. And use it in conversation too. I like it.
Oh yeah, it's a good word.
It is.
Yeah.
It's good letter.
What are you doing over there?
I'm.
Because you're in Wi-Fi, you're just like
Yeah,
looking
no.
through everything.
I remember.
Taylor's
something I did
Wi-Fi
right now.
list at his house.
Yeah, it's
Are you
horrible.
serious?
You don't have
Yeah.
Wi-Fi at your
Well,
house?
I'm getting my Shaw kind of tweaked.
It's been for like a
Tweet.
week.
I feel
Yeah.
like that'd be so painful.
Oh, you have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, I took internet for granted.
Especially you don't have like a cell phone. How are you communicating? Is that why my phone has been so quiet lately?
I think
Because
so.
you guys haven't been on the chat?
Pretty much, because like, yeah, anytime I hear from him, it's sporadically. And then when he posts our Facebook group, it's like, no post for 8 hours, and like, every story you can think of.
Well, I just recently put up like Wes Craven. Rest in
But
peace.
2 days late?
No, it's on the Wi-Fi. Rest in peace.
Thank
Wes
goodness I
Craven.
got Twitter over here.
And then the beta for Battlefronts, I believe that's
October.
right? isn't it?
What do you mean? Oh,
'Cause
post the page.
I posted the page.
It's not out till October. Don't
Yeah.
let Taylor get your hopes up. I'm like, it's out.
Yeah, no. I was just looking up. There's a game coming out, and I forgot to mention it. And since I feel like we're light on topics,
I
tonight.
still have my stuff.
Oh, you have your stuff. Oh, then
God.
go for it. Go
ahead, Joe.
Selfish prick.
Whoa!
Whoa!
I'll have to check on that one. I don't know if that because it could just be like a brick, or I'm just making more
Yeah, but
work
you
for
didn't
myself.
You didn't say it like that the first time. Had
Don't
different
present your
intentions.
prick.
I got this big bruise everywhere.
See, it's all in. Let's see. Start with sad news. I don't know. No, I'll leave that more to the end. Don't get a downer.
You've already mentioned it. You should.
I know. Okay, we'll just go into it. Well,
Then you
Taylor
pick it up.
mentioned
Then it's all uphill.
Exactly. Taylor mentioned it. I mentioned it a bit earlier. Wes Craven passed away a couple of days ago, or earlier this week when you'll be listening to this. He passed away from actually a brain tumor, which they kept really quiet. There was no rumors or anything like that. So that was sad, which is just, it's just really sad. But this is the guy who is, I don't know, if you have, what is that mountain? The Mount Rushmore. If you had a Mount Rushmore of horror, he's easily on it. Like, there's nobody else I could think that would top him. Like, I have to go through
M. Night Shyamalan?
What? No, he's so... he could have been with, if he, retired after The Sixth Sense, but then now...
I was making a joke. I didn't actually think you'd take it so seriously.
There is a movie coming out. Have you seen it called The Visit?
I want to see
Yeah,
it!
that's
Did you get
him.
into the oven and clean it for me?
Yeah!
Okay, GeekVerse movie night. We're gonna go see The Visit.
It's out next week, but it's out during Mario Maker, so we're going to have to wait a little bit.
No, doesn't Mario usually
11th.
come Monday, though?
No, it's Friday. Why?
That's just, what do you do, you know?
I play Mario Maker over M. Night Shyamalan's movie. I want to see it, but...
I don't know. I'd be more tempted to go see The Visit.
Why? So if you had only one choice between Mario Maker and
I
The
don't
Visit...
think he has a Wii U.
I'd be
But you're going to be
tempted
here playing it.
Yeah, I know, but all of us are going to be just going crazy and there's so much features to explore. I might just, sit back and play it the next podcast if you guys play it.
No, you're going to play it. You have no choice in the matter. We all have to play it. Remember? We're going to do 1 hour of non-Mario Maker and then 1 hour of, the aftermath.
Oh, okay.
So we all give our opinions.
I'm just dying
You
to know
don't
if
leave
the girl...
Dylan's...
I'm just dying to know if the girl gets in the oven and cleans it.
I don't think so, because she looks at her grandma like, this woman's messed up. I don't know. There's one moment where the woman's
outside the door.
Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll be the Thursday night showing or something
Oh,
like
I
that.
thought you were going to say it'll come with Mario Maker.
It'll come with
And your
Mario.
exclusive DVD. Anyways, to get back to the touching tribute, I was trying to go on. Anyways, Mount Rushmore of horror, he would be on there.
Back to Mount Rushmore.
He would be on there. I'd have to think of other names, but he's one of those people you'd put up there. There's no one that would knock him off. He just revolutionized the horror industry. Countless times he saved it from, we were stuck in this certain genre, and it's horror starting to die, and then it would come up. Certain genre, he'd come up. He really kicked things off. I think the first one he did, I'm pretty sure it was Last House on the Left. You guys may be familiar with, the new one, but the old one, if you think about it for its time, I think it came out in, 70s, 80s, and for, if you don't know the story, this girl gets raped, she goes home, and her family's just we're gonna kill these people that raped her. And if you think about it in the 80s, that's a really, ballsy subject to do, and it was really well done. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm really sure he did The Hills of Eyes next, the original one. These are all the originals I'm talking about. Same thing, you guys might have seen the sequels, the reboots to this, but he did the original one, which was really good, and he really kicked the door open, I'm trying to think if there's anything really else before that. He was actually an English teacher before he was a horror director. And then he did those two, and they were successful. But then the one that really kicked him open, and kicked the door open, the one that still to this day, I'm tripping with my words, I'm sorry. To my day, oh my goodness, I'm just super excited because I'm thinking about the movie.
What is the name of the movie?
Nightmare on Elm Street. It is, for me, to this day, boom, the greatest
that's the one
horror
that everyone
movie.
knows his name from.
Yeah, it is the greatest horror movie I've ever seen. There's just so many good themes, and it's... At that time, there was only a few movies that did it, but it was one of these movies that you cared about the main characters. It wasn't just a slasher, and this was when slashers were big, and that was having Friday the 13th kicked off just a wave of just, here's a slasher movie, and Wes Craven came in and changed the game. Like I said, he always was doing that, and he changed the game with this. And has anyone seen it here?
I believe so. Long
The
time
original
ago.
one. The sequels are all good and whatnot, but have you guys seen the original?
Probably not.
You should, because I'm actually finding a lot of people have not, and it's not only my favorite horror movie, but just Freddy Krueger is just such an iconic character, and it's my favorite horror character and one of my favorite villains. It's just so good, and it's just taking. I've touched upon it in this podcast a few times, but it's such a simple concept that, you know, I don't even know how it was done even sooner than that. Was you fall asleep, there's this guy in your dreams trying to kill you, and if he kills you, you're dead. And the good thing was, because it's dreams, they could do all these different ways and whatnot of like really, really crazy, oh, I had a good word. I can't remember it. Innovative ways to like to kill people, and that's kind of kicked off that genre and the psychological horror, and that's what it was about. It wasn't like this big brooding guy who was just stabbing people. It was all about the mind games.
Do you not like Jason?
No, I love Jason.
Throwing some stabs at Jason here.
No, I love Jason, but I just love that type of horror more, and that's what I mean. And it was in the time where I don't talk about that much because I don't really get the vibe many people are, but it's sick how much of a horror fan I am. Like I have so much things. As far as DVDs and collector items, like I own Freddy Krueger's glove. It's amazing. It's
like an actual or like one of those fake like Value Village.
No,
gloves?
it's metal and
Whoa.
like yeah, it's cool. It smells like iron. That's the only downfall, but it's cool. Like I needed it. Like so stuff like that.
How much was that? How much did that put you out?
I was somewhere like only $75 or something. It wasn't too bad. I think I got it during like a Halloween sale too. But yeah, so Freddy, that's my like horror life. He's my favorite. That spawned countless films that he was not a part of because he was like, we don't need to make a sequel to this film. And then he did one in the 90s. They did New Nightmare where they did like a Deadpool, almost like breaking the fourth wall, where Freddy Krueger knew that these movies were happening and this, and then so Freddy Krueger decided to go out and like kill the actors that were in the original movie. And it was a really like tongue-in-cheek, really good, and that's the only sequel he ever did because he was like, I'm not going to do it unless we have a good idea. And he did that. And it was a really good idea. And then, so that, once again, this is a film I'm going to recommend. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix, and this is why you have to be a horror buff, so if you are, you'll love this. You've probably already seen it, but there's a 6-hour documentary on the Nightmare on Elm Street series on Netflix. It's called Never Sleep Again, and they literally go through every movie. It's not like a 1-hour documentary like, oh, they made this. They'll dedicate an hour to each movie and talking about the cast, the crew, and it's fantastic. And same thing, there's Crystal Lake Memories. There's a Jason one that's 8 hours, and that one is... Yeah, I literally...
That's crazy.
Yeah, but if you're a horror fan, even if you're not, there's just so much... They get really in-depth into it, and it's good, like the casting and stuff like that. Like they talk about this a bit, and this is a fact for you. If it wasn't for Robert Englund, the guy who played Freddy Krueger, Mark Hamill wouldn't be Luke Skywalker, because they were best friends, and at the time he was doing Freddy, he's like, oh, they're like doing the Star Wars movie, you should go audition, and because they're roommates, and because of Robert Englund... this wouldn't happen. So it's just stuff like that. That's what I mean. The documentary is about the movies, but there's a lot of other stuff too. It's just about like all their lives making this movie, how it changed. And then in I think it's like the mid 90s, if not late 90s, he changed the game again with Scream, which I'm sure most of you have seen those ones. I guess he did all 4. Yeah, he did do all 4. He didn't do the horrible TV show. I haven't seen it, but I just hear terrible things. But that's another one too that really changed the genre, and that there's been so many movies that were a knockoff of it, and this was like a new slasher, like a sophisticated slasher. And if you think about things like even that first scene in the first Scream with Drew Barrymore and how iconic that phone scene is of like, what's your favorite scary movie? Like that, another thing that's just iconic and changed the game and even gave a scary movie, which, you know, like you can like or not, but it was another thing that just revolutionized horror. So, and then he did a few other things here and there that were all right throughout the years. There's nothing ever too amazing after that, but it was one of these things where he almost, you know, he did these 4 amazing films, so it's kind of, you know, that's pretty good, you know, and these 2 that are just mega franchises, and ones today that people are still trying to do. Like, there's been good Nightmare on Elm Streets, but no one really touched the original, you know, and they're going to reboot it again, but I don't know if that will work, you know, so it's a big loss in the horror world. There's going to be no one ever like him. He's an icon as far as horror goes, so it's sad to lose him, but it's good just
Did
to
he
kind
die
of...
in his sleep?
That's terrible. I don't know. You know you're making some sort of pun. You gotta smile, so you're not completely innocent.
Well, you gotta wonder. You
I
know?
What if it's based on a true story, perhaps?
Yeah. I don't know. They just say he passed away from the brain tumor, so...
Well, maybe that's from fighting off things in his sleep too much.
Maybe. I don't know. But
I don't
anyways...
think Travis likes these jokes.
No, he's a guy that gave me so many good memories. No, it's fine. No. So, yeah. Big shout out to...
Hashtag fan theory.
Maybe. So big shout out to him and just like a thank you because there's so many great films and especially Nightmare on Elm Street I wouldn't have without him. So it's a big loss for the horror community. So now we'll liven it up and move away. But let's see. Oh, here we go. Good news that I'll get super excited about. We'll stay in the horror world. So big news after the huge finale last week of Hannibal. There's been some traction on the possibly hashtag Save Hannibal. He's still saying that's going to be a couple more years probably, but they're looking at two options of, they have been talking about doing a movie and they're thinking about going to Kickstarter to do it. So that's good. And then also...
And then you're going to just pay for the entire Kickstarter?
Yeah. I want to see how much I could afford and it's going to go there. 100%. And then also he's working with... Has anyone heard of the channel Stars? Anyways, he's doing a show there. And in an interview, he name-dropped them and said, oh, maybe there's potentially, a mini-series with stars. And it's one of these things, I think there's had to have been conversation about picking up, because you wouldn't just name-drop a network, because they'd kind of be pissed, right? We didn't say we would do anything with the show. Why are you talking about it? So that's two things about talking about a movie or an actual network noticing it. Even a mini-series is good, because the seasons kind of work in mini-series, so it's looking better. It's looking good. So
Nice.
So hashtag Save Hannibal. Keep it going. I'm not going to stop. And now with that little tidbit of news, I'm very excited.
Now you said that it could be 2 years away. We have to do the hashtag every single episode.
Oh, I know we have to.
So because it might happen
For 2 years.
Yeah, whenever it happens.
Even after the show comes
We
back.
should just name the
Bro.
podcast hashtag Save Hannibal.
Then people will be like, I don't watch it.
Maybe one episode we'll dedicate it to only talking about.
When it comes, if it ever
Yeah,
comes
when
back.
it gets
When we have all watched every single episode, then we.
Or
then
when the
we'll do that.
Kickstarter's announced.
I think when it comes back, if it ever comes back, that's when
No, when the Kickstarter is announced. Because hashtag
see,
Save
there's
Hannibal is
so-
already saved.
What?
When it's if you can't do a
Hashtag
hashtag
Saved Hannibal.
Saved Hannibal.
Yeah,
there
hashtag
you
Saved
go.
Hannibal. Yeah. So I'm very excited about that. We'll get into some more news where I'm just not ranting. Another one. I'm sorry. Mad Max is out this week on Blu-ray. I've raved about it before. Go buy it if you haven't seen it. Gotta see
Go
it.
buy it.
Are we having a
You
viewing
got-
party at your
People
house?
still buy movies?
I'm buying it on Blu-ray.
Oh, okay.
It's just one of those movies I have to. If it's a good enough movie, I have to. Same with Marvel movies, I still buy. Every other movie, I'm kind of but those ones I have to. Same with Hannibal, I will buy those.
Okay.
So,
I
but
agree with that.
it could,
I love owning a hard copy of a good movie that I love.
yeah. And hopefully it'll hit Netflix soon, so more people see it. We talked about this last week because you brought it up. They announced that Avengers will be on Netflix in September, so it's going to come out, and then I
It's
think after a
September.
week. Oh, September 8th, whenever it
Okay.
comes out. Whenever it comes out, I think there's a week delay, and then it is on Netflix. So
Nice.
This is for the second one?
yeah, so you can watch it all.
The first one's already on
When's-
Netflix.
Yeah.
isn't it?
When's the second one come on DVD?
I think it's the 8th. So
Really, that quick?
I think it's this Tuesday. They're coming up Tuesday.
Wow, that went fast.
Yeah. So. I don't know. Did anyone play the Deadpool game for Last Generation?
Nope.
No.
It's getting re-released, so if you want to play for the new one,
Re-released.
for PS4 and Xbox One.
Really?
So they just want to cash in on the movie.
Oh, I watched
It-
gameplay for it.
It's gonna be so disgustingly expensive. Everything for next gen is so high priced.
Yeah.
Okay, I found out there's a new Naruto Storm 4 is coming out for next gen. And I bought the last one, and it was $39.99 for Xbox 360. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll pre-order this one, no problem. They want $79.99, $80 for one little disc. That it just game prices are getting so out of hand.
And they're even worse in Australia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Australia is really bad. I don't know. It's becoming an unachievable hobby to play
Yeah.
games. It's disgusting.
But they know people still pay.
Yeah.
And then, until it goes down, until it declines, they'll never really budge on any of that.
Well, $59.99 I was fine with. That was an acceptable price to me. But for $79.99,
Yeah.
it's just maybe for some games I could see Halo charging for that, or really iconic games. But for a Naruto game that little anime nerds like myself that sit at home and watch anime, I don't have $80 plus tax to go blow on this. What do you think?
Yeah. Do they think because it's a smaller community that's why it's higher price? Because
I don't know what they're doing, but I can't see it working out.
Well, I'm
in
already
long
at the
run.
point where I very, very rarely buy games when they come out.
Yeah, well, my
Very
360
rarely.
collection is, like, massive. It's huge. Like, I have so many 360 games. But for Xbox One and PS4, it's so limited because it's such high prices. You really have to decide what's worth it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's still not really a huge selection either for next gen.
Yeah, which is, can you believe it's been out for, like, 2.5 years, almost 3 years?
I think there is now, but I guess just for my taste, like I feel like I'm gonna lose behind on games soon. Like that's that point where there's a lot of stuff that's come out. Like I really love the Lord of the Rings game, and I love my Batman. I love Metal Gear that I'm playing right now. I love what else has come out for it.
That's my point.
I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think. Like I loved all the Infinities. I got my wrestling. Oh, there's bigger games on there that I can't think of. Oh, Last of Us, but that was last gen.
Oh, yeah, that was last.
I go into Best Buy and I look at their games, or EV Games, or Walmart, anywhere that sells games, and all I see is just like a few standalone like new games, and then the rest are all just remakes for next gen. And I'm tired of the remakes now for next gen. I don't.
Yeah.
It's been out long enough now for a bunch of big series.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, for 2 years, you guys should be able to put out something.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, PS3 and Xbox 360, I find they had all these new series just popping up, new individual games coming up, and Xbox One and PS4, it seems like they're just, let's put out a new sequel to a game that was good on like the older consoles. Like and let's do remakes. There's not really like, let's start off with a brand new series. Really, I mean.
Look at like what PS2 when it released. It came out with a ridiculous amount of titles on release day. It was one of the highest release title announcements ever. And now, like Xbox One, there was like 2 titles available. There was Rise and then not Left 4 Dead.
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising. Yeah, and that was
that it, really?
Yeah, I think there might have been one more.
And indie games.
Yeah,
That
that was it. So
Who would buy an next gen console? For
Maybe
that?
we'll get
That doesn't make
Rise
sense.
2.
ooh, Rise 2.
No, remember we
can
talked
only
about
hope.
that on the very first episode.
Hashtag save Rise.
On the very first episode. No.
Restart.
Hashtag don't say
Well,
Rise.
let's just say for my promoting efforts, they let me.
Oh yeah, wait a second. No, remember we said like they announced a second one wasn't coming out and nobody was shocked. Like, yeah. Anyways, how we got there, we were talking about Deadpool and talk about superheroes. There's been a developing story this week. It started with. Does anyone know who Kevin Feige is?
No.
He is the head runner of Marvel Studios, like the movies. So all the movies.
Yeah, there was no way I would have known that.
Okay, he's the main guy that's running through it all. So, first reports was apparently before he would report to Marvel Entertainment
Just felt a little
CEO.
crooked.
He would report to like a Marvel Entertainment CEO, so that's the guy that runs everything. But then this report came out that he wasn't. He was reporting to the head of Disney. And now it's come out that they've shut down this thing called a creative committee or something like that, and it's a bunch of people that were former comic book writers or still comic book writers from Marvel. All these people that have jobs in important places in Marvel, the comics, or Marvel Entertainment is what they're calling themselves, community, I guess, was shut down, and no longer is Kevin Feige and the Marvel movies reporting there. They're just with Disney. So that means all these people that they've helped so far from Iron Man to now are no longer a part of it. So I guess maybe they feel that they can do without them, but does anyone have any input on why would that happen now? Like, it's kind of like that if it ain't broken, don't fix it.
No, that seems really bizarre.
Yeah, and it's just and people's main concern with comic book fans is that they're shutting down this. Their job, this creative committee, was to make sure things lined up with the comic books and things made sense, and they would call back and say do this, but now that's gone. So,
well, as a comic book fan, what do you think of that? You probably don't like that.
No, I don't, and it makes me really worry. It makes me kind of wonder: is this just a money move, where they just don't want to pay people, or I obviously it's just reports, but apparently it's true. It's just I just don't know what to think of it.
Is it maybe they're trying to come up with their own stuff now rather than just taking stories that have already been done in comic books? Every Marvel movie, you already know
pretty much
what's going to happen, but maybe that's what they don't want. Maybe I don't know.
It's not that I know, but I know the basis of the storyline they're going for, and they'll change it up and whatnot. But I don't know. Maybe they have enough people over there that have comic book experience, but I just worry that. I'm trying to think. I just worry that if they do go off on their own, it's not going to be good. Like, they're going to... I don't know. I don't want them to deviate too much from it. So, you watch a lot of comic movies. Do you have any input on that?
No.
No, that doesn't worry you too all?
I don't know. I'll still go see comic movies, you know.
But what if, like,
I mean,
them taking
That
storylines
won't
for,
stop
like...
me from seeing them.
It won't
I feel like
stop
that's
me,
not a
but...
bad thing. I feel like that's not necessarily a bad thing for people who don't follow the comic books.
Yeah.
Because to me, I don't know. I don't care if it's accurate to the comic books. I don't read them. Maybe it's not that I don't care. I just don't know anything about them.
Yeah, blissfully ignorant.
Yeah, exactly.
I just feel like if they piss off the comic book fans, it'll trickle down. Because we talked about this with Fantastic Four, where word of mouth can travel so fast now, you know? And I feel like that was a big...
Yeah, but you're still going to go see them.
I will see them, but if I go out and tweet, hey, this movie's terrible, don't go see it, and if people know that I read comic books, or if enough people are tweeting that, they'll be like, oh, I'm not going to go see that. And that's why I think what happened with Fantastic Four. It was tracking for a 60 million weekend. I got like 24 million. Because all of a sudden that Thursday hit, and all these people saw it that were critics, obviously, too, but then people that are just regular people said, this is an awful movie.
Yeah. And
then all of a sudden the numbers just plummeted to 24 million. So that's why I think today the word of mouth means everything, and I feel... I don't know, I don't mind if they take a story and they deviate from it, but it's... I don't know, it's tough because people with books, if they change stuff in books, people complain so much. But comic book fans were almost supposed to accept it because there's so many different stories, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. It just concerns me. I hope they still do good, but it's just one of those things that it's kind of random, you know? It's kind of out of left field. So.
It does seem weird right now.
Yeah. All the success.
And all the new movies coming out, there's tons of them.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Obviously, money isn't an issue. I don't know why they need to get rid of these people.
Yeah, well, it's not an issue, but they're sometimes really cheap. Like, you should see some of the payrolls that the Avengers get. Like, if you're not Robert Downey Jr., Samuel L. Jackson, you're getting not really even $1 million in some cases. Like Thor and Captain America, Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth, I'm pretty sure they don't make $1 million when they do Avengers movie. They might make it later on, but...
I don't really know much about how much people typically make in movies, so I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
But I see your point.
Yeah.
And it makes sense, because those are the big guys right there.
Yeah. Does anyone else have anything to add? I'm on my last thing here before we go.
Well, I mean, I got my thing after here.
What's your thing?
Yeah, what's your
No, his is about the topic later.
Oh, right,
well,
right.
No, I have something else, actually. That's what I was looking up on my thing.
Yeah, I looked up
And
something.
you call
many
me
things in the
a
past.
selfish you-know-what.
We don't know if that's a bad word. Okay, you guys go, because it'll lead into the bread and butter, as we called it last
bread
week.
and butter.
Well, just because I just looked it up, there's reviews for Mario Maker out now.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing, probably.
So
Majority.
IGN 9 out of 10, GameStop 9 out of 10, Nintendo Life 10 out of 10.
Oh, that's not biased at all.
GameSpeed 100 out of 100, US Gamer 5 out of 5, Game Informer 9 out of 10. I mean, it's pretty much across the board.
I think it was going to be great, but the thing that threw me for a loop is I read those reviews today, and there's no checkpoints. You can't add them.
Really?
Yeah, and that for me is a big downer.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising, actually.
So to me, it's like in this perfect, meticulous.
But we're in a
game.
world where Nintendo has DLC.
I don't think they'd put a DLC for that. That'd be kind of weird.
Well, obviously not just the checkpoints.
Here's the
but they,
checkpoint DLC.
They could
Yeah.
keep adding new things.
$50. You gotta pay.
They could
for these
eventually, throw in the ability to play Peach or something. You can make Peach levels.
You can already do that.
Can you?
Well, you can maybe play as Peach. That's where some
But
of the
does she-
amiibos come in. If you own some certain amiibos, you can put them down and transform.
Oh, yeah.
If not, you can
Yeah,
unlock
that's
it in the
That's
game.
Wii Fit Trainer. You can play and Link. You can play as them.
So I think Peach
forgot
might
about
be
that.
in there. I don't
But
know.
I mean, they don't function any differently than Mario does, right? Whereas Peach, you could throw her float mechanic in. And
Oh, I see.
I'm saying that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it'd be interesting to see if they do it with Amiibos, because Peach has got her float, and then Luigi's got his double kick and stuff like that.
Well, the
right?
Amiibos, they're not. They're just you just play as them as a skin.
You think? Yeah.
No, they've said that. It's just a
Okay.
skin. You can play as Samus, but it just looks like Samus.
You think? Okay, and is there a word then that they're gonna allow all Amiibos in it?
No,
If
it's
it's
a
just
list
playing
of
as a
12
skin?
to... I think it's 12
Really?
to 24.
I thought it was more than that.
I said 12 to 24. Somewhere in there.
Okay, I don't know.
I know they don't do anything. They just it's just a skin.
Yeah. How do they work with changing the graphics and stuff? Do they have a different color or different model for each one?
I thought
When you
some of
change the
them
styles?
did, but I don't want to.
I feel like it'd be hard to do
100%.
that for Wii Fit Trainer.
I just
It
saw
only has one
gameplay
model.
for when they were like the first Mario on the NES. I just saw their gameplay of that with the Wii Fit Trainer, like in the pixelated version, with and then Link and all that. But I didn't see anything on like
Them changing.
them changing.
Still, though, even though I'm tired of that answer of like, oh, they could patch it or add it. Like that should be in there. That checkpoint.
Oh, it
that
definitely
should be in there.
I 100% agree.
And it's just like we are in that day and age now where I feel like we make excuses for companies. We're like, oh, well, they'll add it later. It's like it should be here right now. If it's
Well, what I'm saying is now Nintendo can do that.
I know,
Whereas
but
in
they
the
should have
past,
just
they
done it
couldn't.
already. That's a huge thing in Mario.
Well, there's always going to be something missing. Like,
What? That's,
Maybe
it
they didn't
should with Mario. But how do you miss the checkpoint?
Maybe though they don't expect or didn't expect people to want to create levels to that extent, right?
Well, then they're stupid.
Well,
That's true.
They should
like-
know.
it's
People
like-
make them
I
already.
thought I saw checkpoints. I guess they just are for show
I
because
guess.
they're in there. I've
They're
seen
not-
them in the game.
From the reviews I've read, it's not an option.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think it's like what Jessica said. Like you beat the new Mario Brothers really, really quick, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they're just thinking, oh, let's not have that. Let's make it so people like the original Mario never had any checkpoints.
But this
Let's
is
kinda
different.
make it
You can
like
keep
that.
getting new levels.
Yeah,
all the
but maybe
time.
That's the
Yeah,
point
but
of it.
but I mean, really,
The fact that because obviously people will still make levels without them, but it's weird that you don't even.
But
have
yeah,
options.
that's what I was gonna say. Like, I agree, you guys could do that, but then just okay, in my level there's no checkpoint.
Yeah.
Right.
Easy fix,
You-
right?
yeah.
That seems really weird.
Like for me, it's
is
like
there anything else weird about the game? Like
no. That's the only thing to me that stuck out. That I was like, that's like. I don't know, for some reason that's just a big thing for me. Maybe that's because I'm dependent on the checkpoints, but if they're going to get as diverse and hard as people are showing, I'd like a checkpoint.
That's just going to get frustrating, yeah. 'Cause,
Yeah.
oh, I finally beat this. It took me 10 tries.
Yeah, and
I
that's
don't
where,
get
to me,
it
I'm
before I have
like-
to do it again.
Like, I'll try it when you buy it, but I like that for
but
me.
that
is
goes back to the whole thing. I mean, the person has to beat it before they put it out anyway. So if they're beating it without a checkpoint, then
But they could still beat it with a checkpoint.
but
Why couldn't
Well,
they?
points beating it without a checkpoint, though.
No, if let's say there's checkpoints in the game, they say, "Hey, there's a checkpoint." They could still beat it. Like,
yeah, but then what if people start to abuse it?
do
Just
you
like
mean?
checkpoint.
well, maybe they could just add. They already
Well,
put
then
a
you don't
limit.
have to download that level.
But yeah, exactly. It would get like downvoted, and then plus,
Because
They could put a limit to it.
When you download things, it will say like a general difficulty or
yeah, there should.
people
That's the
code-
rumors. I don't know how well it worked, but
because yeah, like for people who are younger kids who might be like terrible at these games, checkpoints would be
Then they
perfect.
should probably play a different game.
yeah, I don't know.
I'm
I
saying that
just
checkpoints like adds a lot of it adds a lot of options to a game like that.
But I agree that it could add to it, but to me, I'm indifferent. It does not matter to me that.
I
there
think
are no
when
checkpoints.
you get your hands on the game and you're doing a really frustrating level and it took you like really long just to be one part and you finally do it, the fact that you might not have a checkpoint might frustrate you.
yeah.
I think it will.
I just feel-
based on your skill then.
I don't know.
But you can do it. You've done it already, right? If you did beat it, like
I'm getting heated over here. I'm just
I'm
mad
on-
at
I'm on your
Nintendo
side.
again.
I'm
I'm
on
mad
your
at
side.
Nintendo again because this is my problem with it. Even though with like you could whatever if you difficulty or not, they have every single thing from the Mario games in this goddamn game.
they do, and more.
And why
things
would-
I've never seen in a
And
Mario
that's what I mean.
game.
It's not that there's no checkpoint. It's just like the audacity for them not to include it in there. Like why? Why not include it in there? It's such a little thing. They include everything else.
It's like,
That's-
why doesn't Halo have co-op?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. And then there could be someone else around. Like who cares? Like
Well,
whatever.
and there-
I play online.
And I've seen it online, that there are people that don't care.
Yeah,
you
but
know.
they should still just put it in
The
there.
point we're trying to make is that checkpoints. It seems like something that would be super simple to put in this game,
Yeah,
and you can still play your really, really hard levels without checkpoints. You can still do that.
exactly.
You're not forced to put a checkpoint down every 10 feet because that's not the way they would put it in the game, right? It's just an option. It seems really weird. I'm
Yeah.
on your side.
I'm not gonna get too much in a rant because I
And,
feel like
I'm on your guys'
No,
side.
I know.
But it just, to me, I'm on your side. It should have it, but to me, I'm indifferent.
I just feel like Mario has this perfect game, but of course, with this perfect game, there's like one thing that doesn't make it perfect, and that's why I feel like Mario Maker is finally giving me this thing. You know what? They've had, to be honest, in my opinion, they've had a crappy year. They're gonna have another crappy year next year.
Oh, you know what I heard about Nintendo too is
They're having a crappy year. I know.
I've heard that actually by a few people, but Directs might no longer be a thing because of Iwata not being here anymore,
Yeah,
and that sucks.
that's a crappy thing. It's like a year full of crap, Nintendo. But no, that's what I mean. Like, even in their game that was supposed to be perfect, it's like, oh, but they're still missing something. You know, that to me is just always like same thing as like I don't know because I don't play, but it's the same way you talk about Splatoon. It's like you really like it, but you have to wait to get certain stuff. You know, it's to me, it's like with Nintendo, like there's always one thing that is so close to being like they're so that once again we're talking about that. I'm not gonna rant about, but they're so close to being perfect. And the same way with like. Even Smash and whatnot, like the features they have, like there's not a YouTube streaming feature on there or anything like that. Is there on the new Smash?
There's no streaming, but you can upload to YouTube. It wasn't in the game from the get-go, though.
That's what
it
I
took
mean.
a few months.
Once again,
it was something that they said, like, existed in the game. They just had to wait to implement it for whatever reason. The same with that, the Miiverse stage.
Yeah.
Like, that was... They showed it way before the game came out, but it just took a while to patch in or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, IGN, the reason they only gave it Mario Maker a 9 out of 10 is because there was no checkpoints. So, yeah, it's a fact. There's no checkpoints. Yeah. It's not... I don't know, I was thinking maybe everyone's just misheard and they just hadn't seen, but no, apparently that's...
It's just a weird thing. It's just a weird thing to miss. And to me, sense. The checkpoint is one of these things that, like, you have all these features from all these new Mario games, but the checkpoint was one of the very first things in the game before all these other features, like... I don't think the cat costume is in there, but whatever. Before all these new, like a propeller hat and stuff like that. So it's like I don't know. It's just I don't know. I'd like there to be a reasoning. There's not gonna be, and even if they add it, maybe. But it'll be interesting to see. It's just
hashtag add checkpoints.
Hashtag add checkpoints. So
hashtag save checkpoints.
I'm still looking save checkpoints. I'm still looking forward to. We're gonna have a rockin' episode.
I think it looks like you can't make your levels like absurdly disgustingly huge, so
there is a limit, yeah.
So I mean, it won't be the biggest thing in the world that there's no checkpoints, but we've talked enough about Mario.
That's what it is.
Did you have something?
No, that's just what I was saying before.
Oh, right, with the reviews, right.
With the length of it, maybe not even really needing it, right? So.
But yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait until I actually play the game to see how long these levels really end up being.
Yeah.
Because I wonder, I mean, it'll probably just be like a maximum amount of like single blocks and whatnot you can put in levels, right? But I don't know what that means.
We'll try it.
After okay.
We'll watch The Visit, play some Mario Maker.
We'll know in a week. It's all only a week away.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Crazy. Yeah. All right. End of this bread and butter, quick topic. I don't know how long ago, whatnot. I'm very much enjoying Disney Infinity. I'm very much enjoying Metal Gear Solid 5. Obviously, both different games. Nothing is similar at all, other than they're being both played on my PS4. Metal Gear Solid, I could rant a lot about, but it's so hard to explain. It's just such an amazing game. But go out, buy it if you like that series. Even if you don't, because I was thinking about you when you said it, Jessica, if you didn't understand the story. And there's times where I'm still, like, lost, but it's just so fun. Like, the first minute, or the first, like, 30 minutes is just this huge prologue, and you're, like, fighting this, like, fire demon and stuff like that, and it's... The whole 30 minutes, you're literally just crawling, because you just woke out of a coma, so it was excruciating, to be honest, to not do anything, but it was still really fun at the same time. That's why this game is. But no, as I play it, and I play it, obviously I've not beat it. It's a huge, long game, but as I just keep unlocking stuff, like now I have my own little, like, unit army. I can send them on little quests for me, and I just found a wolf, so I was talking about last week, extracted him to my base, and now I have to look because someone found if you find it, there's, I guess, like, this lost dog, and you can find it and raise it to be your own and whatnot, and...
Oh, sounds like another game.
Like what?
With the dog that you raise to be your own.
Oh, Fallout?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you start with the dog, right?
No.
In Fallout?
You don't... You could probably beat the entirety of the game without having the dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Fallout.
Yeah, you could beat the game doing a lot of not doing things.
Yeah.
Probably get a cat.
You could beat the game without firing a weapon.
It's true. It'd be probably difficult.
One time I played through Fallout using only melee attacks and explosives.
You could with Metal Gear 2. It's that type of game. I just am not that savvy enough. Like, I'm that guy, like, when they're like, things like, and I'm like, okay.
Well, that's
I go Rambo.
That's where replayability comes into it, because I would not do that on my first playthrough of Fallout. It's fun, but you're missing out on a lot if you limit yourself to not using guns.
Oh yeah, that's the same way. I thought for me there was this especially yesterday when I was playing, when I was younger, I felt like, oh, they want me to be stealth here. Like, I got to do stealth, but there's other ways to do it. But like, oh, I should do it stealth the first time, then come back and play it balls to the wall. But I'm like, no, I'm just gonna go out or do whatever I want, like whatever I feel is best at that time.
Right.
I'm gonna do. So no, it's just really fun. And Infinity, I've been playing just a little bit because, to be honest, Metal Gear Solid takes over that. Like, Metal Gear Solid's so good. There's just so many layers. And I'm getting my base, and I got a new prosthetic arm. Like, it's just really cool. It's a good, like, you guys gotta see me play it once, or you guys can play it. It's just,
when I get my PS4, I'll borrow it.
Oh, for sure. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to explain if you haven't played it. And maybe, once you play or something like that, we'll get more into it. But it's just, there's just so many levels to it, and the open world's great. It looks beautiful, like it's so good, and like there's just a lot of improvements. And with Infinity, that's the other thing too. There's so much stuff that's happening that there's a lot of improvements. Like I sent Taylor's video the other day, or just yesterday, of me flying a TIE fighter with Captain America driving. It's just stuff like that. It just makes me love this game. But just between the combat and the driving, and just even little things now with the game. Their music is actually score from Disney movies. So before it was just this generic, like, but now it's like you got Lion King playing, and cool. Jack Skellington, like Nightmare Before Christmas. So all these things. So that's why I wanted to bring up both Infinity and Metal Gear Solid are sequels that I both love the predecessors, but they just took the game and just made it better. With Metal Gear Solid, there's so much more to do, and with Disney Infinity, there's just these little touches, and that's why the quick topic, or just a topic, that's why I want to bring up what has been a sequel that has been, even, like, I'm not saying the first game or movie was crap, but there's a sequel that took everything from that first one and then just made it so much better, or just made it noticeably better. We're like, wow, they've made some improvements. Because with the last Disney Infinity, there wasn't much, there was just, it was just Marvel, and that's cool. But with this, it's like, you can tell it's somewhat different, or it feels different at least. So,
first one on the top of my head,
Smash Bros.
Well,
I thought for sure you'd say Melee.
Yeah, I was thinking Melee too.
I'd say Melee that's obvious. I feel like no one would say, or not many people would say Smash 64 over the other ones, just because there's such a lack of content when you compare it to.
Yeah.
There was 12 characters in Smash 64, and there's
unless you're playing 50. At Travis's where no one's unlocked. You like that?
Oh.
You were missing Ness and Luigi. That's not cool.
I was not missing Luigi.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No.
It's still a matter of opinion. The two left squares were missing. That's where Luigi sits, and that's where Ness sits.
Something must have
happened. Just like how I have
happened.
the amiibo range. You see that? See where Luigi is?
Something must have
He was
happened.
not there.
No, that you guys are 100% wrong.
No.
Yeah, 100%.
No.
Yeah,
You didn't play.
No, it's 100%. I know this because I really wanted the character. It was Dr. Mario. It wasn't Luigi. Luigi, you unlocked so early on. Think about it. Think about how...
What game are you talking about?
Which game are you talking about?
I'm talking about 64.
Oh!
But no, here's the thing.
I thought you were talking about the newest... Yeah, because that was my girlfriend's 64. I got everyone unlocked on my own 64.
Yeah, you have everyone in Smash 4 now.
Yeah, no,
I remember you came over here like, whoa, Duck Hunt's in this game? I didn't know he was in the game.
Yeah.
You had to go home and unlock him.
Yeah, because ever for a while, I just, steamrolled through Smash, and then I was like, okay, I'm fatigued, and I stopped for a while, and then I didn't unlock... Yeah, okay, now I know what you mean. I'm like, I haven't unlocked her, but...
You unlock everyone super easy in Smash 4.
Yeah.
That was actually one of the complaints I had, but...
Yeah. Because then when you played the first Smash, it felt like you were really getting something,
and then, even for, Melee was a little more creative because there was just more features of, how you unlock characters. Luigi is one of the weirdest characters to unlock. On, the specific Mario, Super Mario, the Peach's Castle, in Adventure Mode, you have to have a 2 in the millisecond counter of your clock. That's how you unlock them. So it's supposed to happen, randomly. But you can't really go for it. It's too hard. But and then Falco, you have to. Man, I don't even remember, but it's something to do with the 10-man multi-man smash.
Yeah,
it's really cool. But in Smash 4, every single character was unlocked just from playing 10 more consecutive matches than the last, and it was really boring to unlock them. It was just annoying more than in the other games. It was actually fun, and Subspace, obviously, it's a cool way to unlock characters as well.
So good.
So,
I miss it
in terms of talking about sequels that are better than the original, I think Smash definitely fits in there just because...
It's kind of tough, though, because it's always better, right?
I love Smash 64, and it was fun when we were playing at your house last week, but I gotta say Melee over it. I'd even put Smash 4 over it, too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would Brawl. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say at this point, but
I wouldn't. Brawl's the lowest.
Yeah.
For me, I
Yeah.
play it the least, and I don't know. Does anyone like Brawl? It just, it's just one of those when it came out, it just felt somewhat behind the time because it's still
funny that like you guys are completely casual like Smash players, but even the competitive community just despises Brawl and everything about it.
It just felt almost like a phoned-in edition in a way, and that's why
it made the game super slow.
Yeah, well, I didn't.
Tripping was the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah, and it just felt behind the times with it's not. I think for me the biggest thing was with it not being in HD. It still just felt like. I don't know, like, I feel like my GameCube one looks just a little bit less, not as good. And I don't know, the only thing I really liked was the, like, the adventure mode or whatever with Brawl.
Yeah.
Like, because it had the story, and Subspace. I like the GameCube one better, but...
The reason I didn't say Smash as, like, my first answer to that question is because
he's not a
Smash
fan.
64, you know, I loved it and I played it, and at the time it was, like, the most amazing game. But when I think about, like, Halo... Like, the first two are, like... I felt like when I finally got my hands on 3, it was just completely different and so much more amazing than the first two were.
What? We had this discussion before where I completely disagreed with you about 3 being the best.
Yeah, but it's because of online, for me.
Yeah.
Because that's... For shooters, that's where... That's the bread and butter, if you will.
This is our topics now, the bread and butter.
Bread and butter. Because Halo 3's multiplayer was absolutely amazing, and... if it was still active, I'd still play it today, but I don't think people play it anymore. Other than, like, Social Slayer, which I'm not about.
I agree with Halo. Not necessarily 3 being... like, I'll agree that it was a good game, but, like, I'd say Halo 2 as well was one of the games. Like, they had a lot... When they did the anniversary and they added skulls and stuff...
I played them, obviously, like, in order, but I definitely spent way more time with Halo 3 than Halo 2.
Yeah. Halo 2 was really good. Only thing, like the whole, that's where they added, you know, a lot more content and skulls and stuff like that. Yeah. I liked Anniversary when they went back and redid it. One boosted itself up, in my opinion, when it got remade. But I definitely agree that the Halo series, up until Halo 5, has improved itself through the games.
I think after Halo 3,
Shots fired.
It kind of started going down.
Yeah, 4 is... I mean, the...
Reach was... It was good, but it didn't... Yeah, it wasn't even close.
What drives you guys to like the Halo games? Is it the story, or is it just this extra content they keep adding into the games?
I find the gameplay itself, I find fairly enjoyable.
I just loved Halo 3's online. That's the reason I would put that series in like my top 10 favorite all time is because of Halo 3's online. The story is good and the campaigns are fun, but they're not worthy. They're not what makes me play Halo. And so that's when they started making everything so stupid in the online of Halo. That's when I dipped out.
Yeah.
Like Halo 4's online, I barely played it.
And well, Halo 4 storyline is not all that amazing either. And I mean, for me, I like the addition of the new class with the new weapons and everything. I thought that was cool. But I mean, you know, for me, it's the game itself is fun. I enjoy it, and I enjoy playing it with Matt. And
now.
And that's why, you know, with
back to this again
with 4, you know, going downhill from 343 taking it over. I think it's going to go downhill. I agree that 2 and 3 were, you know, improvements. It went up. I think Bungie did a great job.
But that's what they wanted from it was a trilogy, and that's all they wanted, right?
Yeah, and that's why Microsoft sold it off, is because Bungie didn't want to do anything else with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they had to leave that opening up on the legendary ending. Just saying.
Well, what is your favorite Halo game, Taylor?
I really liked Halo Reach. I play the Halo games for the content, sure, but I love the stories. It's a story.
I've never heard anybody say
you liked
Reach.
it for the story?
I don't even play
I love Reach. Halo Reach. The story
first
was
time for
absolutely
everything.
Amazing. I loved it. It's all these new characters, and you were quickly thrown into it. But to slowly see, not slowly, it was within a couple missions, but the planet just fall apart from getting attacked, and you get to really know these characters, and just the connection you build with them is really, really intense as each one, spoiler alert, is dispatched. So
sorry folks, there's a bug trying to kill us right now. They're just like zipping through everybody.
But Halo Reach for me was definitely really, really good. and probably.
So that's the one you take. Gun to your
Well,
head. That's
it's either
that's
that or-
what's your favorite.
Yeah, well, I'd say Halo Reach then. I mean, yeah, okay, I'll go with Halo Reach. I love all of them. The story, I just love the story so much.
So do you think that 343 is dropping the ball?
No, I liked Halo 4's story. I thought it was really, really cool with more in-depth, like stuff with the Forerunners and everything, because they never covered that in the original trilogy of the Halo games, really. So I thought it was really cool how they dived into all this content with Forerunners. And that's what I'm looking forward with Halo 5. The only thing for me is just the co-op for Halo 5. That's it. Even when I was showing that cinematic to my girlfriend, like, isn't this cool? She has this sad look on her face. I'm like, it's the co-op, isn't it? She's like, yeah. Oh. So.
What I was going to ask you, Taylor, is because you kind of seem like an apologist, like Call of Duty, like, nope, not getting worse. Assassin's Creed, nope, not getting worse. Halo. Is there one franchise that you loved or liked that you feel is getting worse or has gotten worse?
Let's see.
It's gonna be a big fat no. I think you give too many things a chance.
No, I know there's a few for me.
All right, what are they?
Yeah, you couldn't even say one. You said there's a
Can we come back
few.
to it? What do you think?
Come back to it.
What is on your list? What's on your list for this?
Well, no,
Well,
let
you
him
gotta
think.
think about it.
Let him
Let
think
me
because he
think.
has to about a sequel. So you said
I have something I'm hopeful for. KH3.
what?
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, I said Cage 3. I'm like, what is?
I have high hopes that that'll be better than the original. Kingdom Hearts 2, I didn't feel was better, but I think that Kingdom Hearts 3, going back to Sora, is going to be beautiful.
But you don't know that for sure.
I don't know it, but
Is there one you know for sure that is going to be better, or that you already know is better, or even a movie?
I'm gonna. One thing that I was thinking about actually is it went back downhill again, but something that I thought went up was Mario Party. Actually,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed. I think kind of in the they do like ups and downs, like 9 and 10.
Right now it's just falling down Mount Everest.
Yeah, we don't talk about 9 and 10, but I think Mario Party. It's always every time I get one it's just always new games. It's always enjoyable. Finding new ways that they incorporate their, the Wiimotes or the gamepad and stuff like that. So that's one that I find is enjoyable. You even were the other day saying like Mario Party 2 better than.
It was on my list for better sequels. I like all the
the
other Mario
Party
Party
played
games.
the first one.
But I
honestly,
it's just the one.
I've only played like 2 Mario Party games in my life.
Really?
I've like only played 2.
Wow.
I've played a lot of them, and it's just that one just sticks out the most. And obviously, I own it, but it just sticks out the most. And it's just people say 3 a lot, and I haven't played 3 in years, so I'd like to. But yeah, it just sticks out the most. So for me, that's there. What else is there for movies? I'm not gonna rant, but Dark Knight's there. Took everything from Batman Begins, just turned it up to like 1,000 and made it amazing. Oh man, I forgot the other one. And then I had a good one too. Oh, Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
It was San Andreas. That is a game where right when you start playing it, you're like, man, this is something special, like something different. Like obviously Grand Theft Auto was good before, but with San Andreas there was just something different and something. It just felt. I don't know. You just felt like they were on to something, and it was so fun. It was just I had so much more fun than I did on the other ones, and I had a lot of fun with Grand Theft Auto. But this was just that next level. And now, if you look at them, all the ones that came after that, like Vice City Stories and Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5, they've followed that in its footsteps. But it's pretty much the exact same as San Andreas. It's just better graphics and a different story. But San Andreas, I really felt was a good sequel that took everything good and it just made it so much better. Like that might be the best one for me as far as making one so much better. And then the other one that is an obvious one, but is Arkham City for Arkham Asylum. I like the Arkham Knight a lot, but I don't feel it was better. Other than an open world and some better graphics, I feel like Arkham City was still a lot better than Arkham Asylum, and that was one where it's just took everything you loved and it's like, here, we're gonna throw you into this semi-open world and you're gonna do this and yeah. Taylor, are you?
Yeah.
Have you got your sequels, or have you figured out
the?
Yeah, tell us that first.
For me, I say Transformers.
The movies?
No, the games.
Oh my God.
There wasn't a good one to start
Yeah,
with.
what is this list? Not even the movies, too. The movies are crap.
Classic back to Attack and Taylor.
I've not heard one... I'm just still mad with the checkpoint thing. I have not heard one person say a good thing about that last Transformer movie with Mark Wahlberg.
I haven't even watched it.
I'm just glad they switched the character up. I mean, I wasn't into this.
Always something positive.
I like seeing. I want to see really Transformers make a comeback, but they're all dying off. There's no way that they keep introducing new Transformers.
So in the games,
in the movie,
okay.
They keep dying off. It's like, oh, this is like the last 4, but then the next movie is like, oh, it's got a whole new bunch, but they're still dying off. Like I
hate those movies.
I didn't even get to see my favorite Autobot in the new one. He was in 2 of the other ones, but he wasn't in the 4th one.
Stop watching him. Stop paying.
I can't. It's robots and it's Michael Bay. So
that's a terrible
I like the
combination.
explosions.
I'm surprised he didn't say Anchorman. You know.
Well, it never was good for him though, right? He didn't even like the second one.
But
he did say the second one was better than the first. So
I'm not even gonna. We already talked about that.
So your Transformer games, tell us about these.
Well, I played the Transformers 3 game, and I enjoyed it. I played multiplayer. There's tons of people playing on multiplayer. It was fun. I enjoyed it. And then I played Transformers, what was it, War for Cybertron, the one without the Dinobots?
I don't think you're asking the right group of people.
I can't remember.
No.
I played it. I thought it was cool playing like an Autobot campaign than a Decepticon campaign. I thought it was cool.
Okay, he's talking positive about it.
Get off the
No,
stage.
hear me out. Then the next one, I couldn't get myself into it. I tried a little bit of it. I want a really good Transformers game, and I thought like that MMO that they would have put out, the Transformers Universe game. I don't know if you guys heard of it, but it was an MMO. It did so bad. I played it. I couldn't keep playing it for more than 15 minutes. It was just so gross. And they had to close the game down because it did so bad.
Is there any positivity on that one, or is that
No. See, so there you go. There you have it.
Maybe it was free to play. That's a positive.
They had to make it free to play, but
There
you
you
could
go, that's
spend.
positive.
It had in-game purchases. You could spend $150 on like XP boosters. I feel so bad for people that spend money on that game.
Why? They made that That was their choice.
I know. Still,
don't feel bad for them.
No, but then the fact that they shut it down, it's like, oh,
yeah,
that money's
that's why
actually nothing.
That's
Normally,
why I
it's
feel
like,
bad.
okay, I wasted money on this game.
That's true.
I can still go back and play it if I want to, but on that one, they shut it down. You literally cannot use this $150. It's just literally burned.
That's why I feel bad for him. But yeah, there you have it.
And sequels? Is that all the sequels you have there?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Is this too much?
No, go.
Oh, I didn't have enough. Well, Jurassic World.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that, actually.
Chris Pratt.
Tattoos.
Main
Delta,
man.
Blue, Charlie. I mean,
They all, other than Blue, I don't like the rest of them. They all turned bad too.
well, I mean, it's not their fault. They were
You
peer pressured.
Follow the
The
alpha.
positivity.
Yeah. Okay, next.
Star Wars Battlefront 2. I like that compared to the first one.
I liked
take
it.
that.
Yeah, I'll give you
take
that one.
Yeah, that's true. And I really liked having when you could just have just hero battles. Some people are like, I like to just play as a stormtrooper.
No.
I love playing as a hero. So
I
I love them both, but like, sorry, I'm that guy that did play Battlefront for the heroes. Like, I'm excited for this new one because I'm older, but as a kid or younger, like,
Yeah, when the option came up to like, do you want to switch to Darth Maul or do you want to switch to
I was
Yoda?
never
Always.
like, yeah, I was
The
never
whole
like,
game
no.
would be made.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's why I like too, because you just like had like just the heroes one. But that was fine. I was like, well, I don't gotta get points. I can just be Luke right now.
Still on the topic of Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back. I don't know why, but I really like
the
that
movie.
one. Yeah,
I'm like,
the movie.
what game? like,
There's no game.
Must have been terrible for like the Genesis.
Oh.
I'll agree with that because that was the height of the series.
Yeah.
Third one sucked. Didn't suck, but it was just so much. It was a letdown from Empire Strikes Back. It was just good twist, good story, really dark, really gritty. Yeah, I'll agree. And it took everything that the first one did and made it better.
Yeah.
Where the third one, it didn't like suck, but it just didn't do anything that amazing. And
I think
screw
they
the
spent too much
Ewoks.
time on just parts that didn't need to be, like Jabba's palace. They didn't need to spend so much time there, I think.
I like
And the
Jabba's
same
palace.
with the Ewok place.
Ewok place, yeah. It would have been so much cooler, originally it was supposed to be? It was all supposed to be Wookiees.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
That would have been way better. And it would have made sense, too. I mean, the Ewoks...
Took
like,
down the Empire.
Yeah, and I don't know, I read some weird stuff about the Ewoks. Like, they ate the stormtroopers, probably, because
Yeah.
Probably cannibals, because they were going to eat Han Solo and stuff, so...
Yeah, well, Infinity, I was playing the other day, and the Ewoks, like, little camp, and there's all, like, their heads and whatnot still there and whatnot. I love Infinity. It's so cool. So cool.
Yeah, so I'd say Empire Strikes Back for me, because I'm an Imperial fan, and I thought, like, A New Hope, they got schooled, and in this, you just get to see them, like, right off the bat, it starts off with the Rebels having to evac, and you see the Empire just showing their dominance.
So you're a fan of the bad guys?
Yeah, I'm drawn to, like, how organized they are. They're dominant, like...
Even though they're killing, senselessly killing innocent people. I'm drawn to their organization skills.
So, like,
the Emperor has a really good system, like...
It is, like, when I play Star Wars
Oh my
Empire at
God.
War, you can play as Rebels, Pirates of the Empire, and I build the Death Star, I build a fleet of 50 Star Destroyers, and I'm not even kidding. Planet to planet, I blow up every single planet my way.
My God.
I destroy them all. I think it's fun.
Wow. Really dark.
Someday I'm hoping
You
to
join
rule
the
an
Empire? Great. I don't think... Yeah, one day, okay.
Taylor's not allowed to pilot the GeekVerse ship.
No.
I'll blow up every planet.
Let Ewok pilot before you do.
Gorda. Pokemon Sapphire. I love it. I was just personally, I never got a chance to really play all the other ones enough. Like, I love Pokemon Sapphire, so that's just me. Like, if I played the other ones, I'd have a better, like...
So wait, you didn't play the one before?
What do you mean?
Like, before Sapphire?
The
One
last-
before.
But it doesn't matter, like...
Still
The last one I played was Blue.
I have no idea. I'm just
Well,
gonna
that-
get lost.
Blue's the first. Like,
How did the
original.
sequel improve on, like, what you had played last, is what I'm saying.
New Pokemon to catch, I guess. No, it's just... It was... I enjoyed it. It was a lot more funner than Blue. Just the new Pokemon, the story...
They added, you could dress up your Pokemon, you could make Poffins, which are like Pokemon candy, to raise their stats for doing, like, competitions. Like, you could enter them into Pokemon competitions for speed, looks, strength, things like that. And then if they win, it, like, raises it and they can do better. So you can end up trying to become, like, an agility master or something like that. Instead of fighting the league, there was other things to do. There was also, you had two different choices of bikes in this one. It was introduced that you could choose, well, there was two bikes in Gold and Silver as well, but you could actually, like, do tricks and stuff on the mock bike, where the aero bike was visibly quite fast. There is a lot added to it, but it's just the originals. It's the original.
Yeah. That's why I said sequels, so... I had to think, oh, what's a good Pokemon sequel? But
It is good,
enjoy
but
it.
I don't know if I'd say, if I was, like, given the choice, that I would choose that
What
over.
would you pick?
But like,
She
if-
wouldn't pick one. She would just stick with the original, right?
Well, for a sequel, what would you pick for a sequel?
like, for Pokemon,
Yeah.
so I have to pick one.
So
Oh,
that's
well,
what you're
then-
saying? You
then-
would take the original over all the other ones?
I might do the newest game just because it has everyone, if I was stuck with one. The original is amazing, though. It's like, grew up with my first Game Boy Color with my little Pikachu on the Game Boy. But gameplay-wise, I will probably say that Ruby and Sapphire was one of the best games. So, but the original's the original, so that's why
Yeah.
I'm arguing with you.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
Well, that's the point of this conversation. What trumped the original?
It didn't. I don't know if it trumped it. It's the original. It's just.
And that's why I didn't say Smash Bros. It's like nothing trumps Smash 64 because that is perfect for what it was. So
Yeah, that's the thing too. You got to take it for when it came out, right?
yeah,
I feel like Melee trumps it. In terms, so because you were talking about like content, graphics, I feel like it
yeah.
trumps
But
it.
if you think about when that game was relevant in your life,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I'm taking Pokemon from. Like when I first played the original Pokemon, it was like the bread and butter. It was the one and only.
I still take Melee.
well, Melee is my favorite, but it's
Yeah, I'm trying to get brownie points. I remember playing 64 a lot, but I just remember liking Melee a lot more. Maybe it was just the graphics I think I know why I liked it a lot more. In the first game,
Did not
Bowser was
Dr.
not
Mario?
in it, right?
Nope, no Bowser.
That's why. I love Bowser. No, legit, I remember that's the reason why.
Well, by that logic, then, what about Smash 4? That has way more characters. That has double.
Yeah, but the game modes suck.
Okay.
Have you played Mario Party 10 yet?
No.
There's Bowser mode. You play as Bowser.
I know.
You do all
Dream
the...
come true.
I can bring it sometime. I have it.
I'll play Bowser mode. I just hate the car. I can't stand.
Yeah, the
Another
car
thing I don't
sucks.
even want to rant about Nintendo. Why can't they just give us a new Mario Party that
I just want to roll my own dice.
Yeah,
I don't want to move everyone else.
Same way I'm talking about remasters. I would take a remaster of any Mario Party 1 to 4 right now. Just give I'm so mad at them. Just stop doing that. Get them out of the car. Just make it. I just want a remaster of 2. That's really all I want.
I'm still mad about the checkpoints.
On that too. I'm mad at Nintendo in general. And people that listen to this podcast, but I think I own all Nintendo consoles. I'm always buying Nintendo games. I'll likely buy Mario Maker after I play it. Dylan's just to reconfirm and just to know. But it's just the past couple of years has been, like I said,
lame.
yeah. And I felt like for a while they were really stepping up their game. Around maybe a year before Mario Kart 8 came out, I was really feeling like, they're changing things up. They're doing this, they're this, and then it's just back to meh, So
their
we'll see
Amiibo exclusiveness is really quite a bummer too.
Yeah, and there's not even a game for it.
Well, yeah. I don't know if you guys heard Bowser Jr. is exclusive to Toys R Us. So, you have to go to Toys R Us for that.
Well, you should always be going to Toys R Us. Toys R Us is the bomb.
Toys R Us always has stock because no one thinks to go to Toys R Us.
Yeah, but they will now.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Just bleep it out.
People
always go to beep.
They also have the interwebs to know. I'm sure they know. I'm sure.
I would think if you're looking for Amiibos, you're going to know where to look for Amiibos.
Is that in America or worldwide?
North America.
North America. Are you going to get it?
Bowser Jr.
Yeah, maybe I'll stop by on the day it comes out.
I'll come with you. They have Infinity exclusives.
Actually, they probably do pre-orders there still.
Probably.
EB Games doesn't do pre-orders for Amiibos anymore, but I bet.
I haven't been to Toys R Us for a long time. So.
Speaking of characters, for again that dirty move that Infinity's doing, they're releasing a bunch of figures the same day that Lego Dimensions is coming out. So
Ooh.
Darth Maul, Darth Vader, all those really good characters coming out the same day.
Try and suck people back in.
Yeah, because I'm like,
That's
when does
brutal.
Vader come out? I really want to buy him. I'm like, oh man,
Slide off.
yeah. So I guess I'm definitely not getting Lego Dimensions for a while.
That's gonna be hard for little kids because I think most little kids are all about
Get their parents to buy it.
But then
it doesn't
parents,
affect them.
yeah, parents will see hey, you could get 2 figures for $25, or we can go spend.
Yeah, but they're gonna get the Lego because they can use the Lego with all the Lego they
No,
already
but the
got.
parents are going to be like, I'm going to spend $80. No, my kid will be happy with 2 new figures.
And plus, yeah, they already have the Infinity game, right? They paid for. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's why it's smart. It is compete. It's a dirty move, but that's why it's smart. You got to compete because
do.
Lego could take over because everyone in Skylanders said, no, they're not going to take over. Now they're taking over. They started with Marvel, and Star Wars is going to kill Skylanders. I'm sorry, because think about how many people collect Star Wars toys and action figures. They're all going to buy every single one. Star Wars is going to kill it, and Lego easily has a chance to be the new one, but they're going to try and stop that. So it'll be interesting to see the mini war between the Toys Life, and that's why Skylanders. I think that's why they're trying to get maybe Mario because they got Donkey Kong and Bowser. So if the next Skylanders, if they could get that before Infinity or anybody else,
then yeah, everyone that already has Amiibos already has that in for that too, right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be for the next console, but there was a rumor that they were going to put out an Infinity game for the Amiibos.
Good. They should.
But
It
that
says
was
the guy
supposed
that's got this huge collection.
that
why it
was
doesn't
supposed to be an
exist
announcement at E3 and then nothing. So I wonder if they're holding it for next year. Next year, they just better kill it next year. They better come out with that new console, even if it's not. But they have to. The way I think it's pretty certain they're doing it, but they got to come out and just have this killer lineup.
Yeah, well, this year was. Well, let's not get back into Nintendo
Yeah.
E3.
I do find it weird though that they haven't had a Amiibo game yet
Yeah.
because they have a ton out already. Ton of Amiibos out.
How many do you have?
Not even half of what exists. There's a ton out there.
Okay. Well,
When is E3 again?
When is it?
July, right, of next year, or what is it?
It's June.
June.
June, July.
So I'm just trying to predict. When do you think September they'd launch it? Then the console.
I don't
They
know,
do it.
but that would be nice.
When they announce it next June.
Yeah. When did the Wii U come out? Time wise, that came out in August, didn't it?
I don't know, man.
The month.
yeah, it's somewhere between August and November because they do it right before Christmas.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to think of when they would put that out. Man, it could be a year from now. We have to buy a new Nintendo console.
Done.
I know, but it's just another $300 to $400 to fork up.
Making it rain.
It depends on what's out with it. Like, I didn't get Wii U for a long
New
time.
Smash!
Yeah,
Like,
well, that's not going to happen though. But
Yeah.
what if they did? What if they did?
it's not happening. Unless Sakurai's gone, it's not happening.
Fine, whatever.
Sakurai, you know, Melee was supposed to be
Just
the
give
last.
us
Brawl
Diddy
was supposed
Kong.
to be the last. Smash 4 was supposed to be the
Diddy
last.
Kong Racing 2, which Dylan and I played last
Oh my
week.
god, that game is.
I'm gonna take some things back. I think about it. It was like it was not. It was probably the first time I played it since I was.
A youngin?
Yeah, and did not hold up.
No.
No, it was still fun, but it was. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. I even got more enjoyability out of going back and playing GoldenEye last week.
Yeah.
And that somehow I could make it work, and that was fun. But Diddy Kong Racing, I still want another one, and like I still enjoyed it.
I don't remember that when you do a race with friends, there's no computers.
Yeah.
Why?
Really?
Also, it took us a long time to figure out how to get multiplayer.
So
going.
embarrassing. You want to tell a story?
Well, what exactly happened? We were just going through. We picked a character and like.
No, you picked a character first. What happens is you start as like Diddy Kong Racing, and like you get the title screen, and then you hit it, and then it has all the characters you could pick from, right? So they're all there holding.
That's the first thing that happened.
Oh, sorry, no. First you pick between like story mode or multiplayer, like just races or like going into like the open world thing, right?
Yeah, not
so
multiplayer. You just pick
races or tracks,
individual races or story mode.
So you pick tracks, and then it has all the players there, like all lined up, and they're holding like a cue card. So they have like the cue card 1, and that's for Dylan. So he hits it, and then he gets there and he starts it up, and it's just him racing. We're kind of like, that's weird, and like
there's no option to
there's
pick,
no
like 3-player.
So we're doing all this. We're like, trying different tracks for this and that, and we're like trying to think like there should be an option, and then all we figure out is, and the controllers are plugged in. All we figure out is while you're at the screen with the characters on the cue cards,
Press start.
you just have to hit A, and then like yours popped up, and we were
You guys really?
It took us like a good 20 minutes. No, we were like, this is stupid. Like no multiplayer. So
it's
already
so unintuitive.
Already we were a little salty on it.
It's so basic. It's just you don't think about it.
I know, but nowadays you don't, and I think there's a good example of being so hyped out about something and not playing. I'm sure it's probably still good, but we were so excited, and then especially
and even playing it too is like,
Oh, the plane is brutal. The hover is brutal. The only thing I really, really enjoyed was the battle mode.
The tracks are so bland.
Oh, yeah.
And there's like, I feel like there's only like 3 upgrades. Like, because in Mario Party, you hit a balloon.
Oh, that was so
You hit a bubble.
frustrating.
You don't know what you're going to get. There could be any number of things. There's like 15 different things. In Diddy Kong Racing, there's like 3.
Oil slick, the rocket, then if you get a rocket again, there's like the super rocket.
Yeah, each one had like an upgrade.
And then there's like the magnet, which I still don't know what did.
Yeah, there was like the shield. Are you talking about the shield?
Oh, that's a different one. No, there's a magnet too, where I think it would suck up bananas.
Yeah. And so that was about it. And then you liked the battles. I hated the battles. They were awful.
I like the battles.
We were playing with your friend, and he just was not dying because you can't like. Maybe I was just.
I don't know why Steven
maybe I was
so
just
good.
terrible at it, but I couldn't hit someone. Like I couldn't see them. First
Steven
of all,
just sniped
they were
us
like
all,
7
and I
pixels
couldn't-
out there
yeah.
driving around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
like,
pixels.
like when they get farther away, there's not really much going on there.
If you ever get a chance and you want to like terrible Mario Kart 64, on the snow level, and the walls are white and the floor is white, and you can't tell where one stops and the other begins. That one's pixels to the max.
Taylor, you want to finish off your list? Take us home?
we kind of.
How did we get them? I don't know.
We always seem to deviate from Taylor.
He does a lot of stuff. I don't know. What was the last game we talked about?
Pokemon Sapphire.
No idea. No idea how we got
Start talking about
there.
Nintendo, then we just start complaining about things, and then.
Oh, that's a good one. Just go.
Just go?
Don't worry.
Well. I'm gonna say Assassin's Creed 2.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
Because, the first one, I'll say it was repetitive.
What was the name?
I'll agree.
Did the second one have a title, or was it
No,
just
Assassin's Creed 2. It was
Duh.
new assassin.
2.
The story, you follow this character right from when he's
3-2.
literally born.
It's a Melee joke.
And you get to follow him right to the point where he's way older, and it's just very...
And you have to build houses. Or buy houses or whatever.
Well, you just rent him. Well, actually, I can't even remember
That
if you build
frustrated the
houses
hell
in
out of
that
me.
one. In Assassin's Creed 2. I can't remember what
Really
you did.
bitter podcast episode today. I'm sorry, guys. They'll be so much happier next week with Mario Maker.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hope. There's no checkpoints, so now never mind.
Already off to a bad start.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Assassin's Creed 2, and then I would say Aliens for a movie sequel. I really liked Aliens.
Oh, I whipped out Alien 3 on the
Terrible.
NES.
Oh, the game. I thought you were talking the movie.
No, I played it. I plugged in that NES there, which almost, like barely worked, but it worked kind of. And man, that game is sick. That game is not what I remember it to be. It is so hard, but it's a classic. It's a classic.
Yeah, I like Alien games. I got Aliens Colonial Marines. That was fun.
I've played 2 Alien games. I like both of them, so I gotta say, Alien's a good series.
What 2 have you played besides Aliens?
I've only played that one
And that one.
that
We talked about this once.
Alien vs Predator, where you can play the Marine or the Predator or the Alien.
Oh yeah.
I guess that's not technically just an Alien game, but
well, it counts.
it's in the universe.
It counts.
Yeah. Return of the King, Lord of the Rings.
I don't know. It's hard for me. I can agree with you, but disagree with you just because out of the series I still like Two Towers the most for some reason.
Well,
but
I was thinking Two Towers came to my mind first because I love the Battle of Helm's Deep, but then just thinking about the Battle of Minas Tirith, just how epic that was.
It was, but it wasn't the same epicness for some reason. It was so big and so over CGI. That's why I like Helm's Deep. It's like very close together and like sensual in a way. And it's weird and like but no, I can agree with Return of the King.
Humans.
Like it's hard. All those for me, all 3 of them are 10 out of 10. So and
yeah,
like,
that's the thing. Yeah.
Return of the King's like improved as fact like making me cry because like the last like 25 minutes of that movie I just bawled. Like I tried not to in the theaters and I was pretty successful, but then when I watched it the first time at home, man, when Frodo leaves, I still can't hold it in. I'm gonna cry right now.
Dark Knight. That's one that I thought.
Of course,
I thought
should all have that on your list. Buffoons.
Buffoonery.
And I also put. I was just thinking.
Oh, this is gonna be a bad one. He knows we're all gonna fan. Is this the last one? Is this the last one you have?
Keep going.
Keep going. Let's. There's not much more after this. We're just gonna head home and.
Iron Man 2. I liked Iron Man 2.
That is an awful, awful choice.
Yeah, no.
I was just trying to spit one out.
Iron Man 2 wasn't even the same. It was, like, decreased. Like, the villain was awful. The backstory was awful.
What was the second one again?
It was Ivan Vanko as Whiplash. Mickey Rourke and like, you stole a plan from my father and my bird. And like it was just so underdeveloped, it was so rushed, and it was just like a big preview for the Avengers movie. Like, hey, like this is Black Widow, and hey, there's something happening here, and hey, so
I like seeing War Machine pop up in it.
He pops up in the third Iron Man, though.
Yeah, but I like seeing him like this is when he just. It's him, like he pops up, and then when he
it's him, he pops up. Wacky Inflatable Arm Taylor, War Machine.
When the drones come in and they just team up and just like dominate, and Iron Man just whips out the dual laser thing. And I just thought that was a pretty cool scene.
That was the problem. Yeah, they killed the main villain in like T-3 minutes.
Yeah,
they did that laser thing. He come down like, he whips him, and all they do is this. Yeah, that's a bad movie. Thor, that and Thor 2 were, for me, the 2 worst Marvel movies.
I haven't watched Thor 2 yet. Not worth it?
It is just for Tom Hiddleston.
Okay.
His stuff is Loki is magic. The rest of the stuff is wow, which I'm so glad, because we talked about this last week. Matt Mickelson was supposed to be the villain in that movie, but he chose Hannibal. See, he's a smart man. He knows a bad script when he sees one. I'm gonna go be Hannibal.
Wait, what else you got, Taylor?
I got Predators. I chose that over Predator 2 with Danny Glover. I just liked Predators more.
That's true. I'd say it's a better sequel. It's a better sequel than Predator 2, but we've talked about this once. I still couldn't pick it over the original.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd pick the original. I mean, but I'm trying to think of sequels. So.
You wouldn't, though. On a podcast once, you said you liked Predators more than the original Predator.
Well,
I have to listen. Yeah. I have to re-listen to these for editing purposes. I know. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say any more because you're probably right.
And it's the same way of 3 times. And I'm gonna bring it up a 4th time. Dylan, you keep bringing something. Every time we bring up 2 more, you bring up that you didn't buy it, but you still played it, and you always don't remember how, and then you like recollect it, you re-remember it in the podcast. 3 separate times. You're like, I think with that game, like I played it, but I didn't even buy it. So like.
It's a very important point to make. I don't think I'd buy it.
I know, and that's what I mean. But you're like, but maybe I'd get around to playing it this time. But I wouldn't buy it per se. I didn't buy the last time.
I do have a very poor memory.
Yeah,
that's why a lot of movies I just forget.
Last time I tried to stop you, but you were just looking the other way. I'm like, no, you've said this.
No, but I don't think I.
Yeah, 4 times the charm.
That'll be my thing every episode.
Dylan, I don't know.
The player of Tomb Raider, but not the buyer.
Not the owner.
The casual.
The casual.
Filthy casual. Okay, what else you got, Taylor?
I got Alien vs. Predator Requiem.
That's a terrible choice. or are you saying it's better than Alien vs. Predator?
Yeah, it's better than.
Okay, I think you meant the both Alien Predator movies. Like,
no,
man.
personally, I really liked the Alien vs. Predator series. I wish so badly to get a third one.
Taylor likes everything. Just accept it.
Okay, first of all, I know I'm very bitter right now, so maybe anything you say is going to be bad. But no, Kirkland brought it up as liking those movies. And once again, we're going... This is a Back to the Past or whatever episode. He brought up liking those movies. You're like, no, those weren't good movies. What's going on here? You're changing things up.
Okay.
You're confusing our listeners.
Yeah.
They... how can I say this?
I'm going to...
They were
edit
bad.
the clip and send it.
They were bad. But at the same time, I enjoyed them. They could have been done better. But I only like them because I like seeing the series cross over. But again, the first one could have been done way better. Then the second one, I didn't like it. But then the only reason I liked it because it was a new setting with people, and the Predator was a badass, and it was a new type of alien. And just for the third one,
Prick.
The third one, I really, really wish it would have happened because they left it open for it, and I would have liked to have just seen how it would have ended. That's it for me. So, yeah. But
Is that it, or you still got more? Come on, play them on me. I want to.
well, I put Halo and Gears of War on there, but I mean,
What was your favorite Gears of War? I don't think you talked about that.
I think you say 3, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's 3.
3's.
I
Yeah.
like 3.
Because the story was so emotional.
The story, the ending was. Wow. And I'm actually replaying through all the Gears with my girlfriend. We just beat Judgment, and we're playing through 1 right now. So
You did Judgment first?
yeah, because it's technically a prequel, I guess. So I didn't know when to play with my girlfriend because she hasn't played the game. So I thought, you know what, let's get it out of the way because I'm not fond of it. So
Another second that was better than the first. Shrek 2, the video game. You know.
Did you guys ever play the Incredibles video game?
Yes,
I heard it was amazing.
I own it. Do you want to borrow it?
What is it on?
I have it for original Xbox.
Okay, I can run that on my 360. I'll do that for sure.
I just play Infinity.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
But have you played it? The Incredibles video game? Apparently
Dude,
it's really,
it is.
really,
It is.
really, really good.
It was like I got it with my Xbox, like my original Xbox. That was like the game that I got with it, and I have invested so many hours into it. It's beautiful.
My dad is holding my Xbox hostage in Vancouver, so I need
You
to
should
like
probably
rappel
get
down
on
and
that.
get that. I'm joking.
Rappel
but-
down?
And I gotta get Metal Gear Solid
Sounds inefficient
style.
to get to Vancouver.
And he has that and my original PlayStation, so I gotta go get them.
Yeah,
at
you
some
should.
point.
You should do that.
Yeah, I got my GameCube before I moved. Thank God.
Can't forget the GameCube.
No, I took that.
Yeah. Well, remind me. Next time I come over, I'll bring originals.
Sure.
Or not originals. Incredibles.
Originals.
The originals.
I got this
Incredibles.
bad knockoff of the Incredibles.
By the way, I actually own the Chinese version of it.
Elastic Man, Mrs. Incredible.
Strong guy.
An original game, an original franchise.
Yeah, they were switched Violet and Dash's powers, so like Dash was like see through, and so they just call him like
See through.
translucent, translucent, and whatever the last name is. And what would Violet? Does Violet have anything to do with going like invisible?
Well, her shield.
Shield,
Like
yeah,
purple, I
her
guess.
shield's violet colored.
So if she's quick. Oh, she
Well-
must be Dash.
Well, the
Oh,
Speedy.
purple.
Speedy.
Speed
well, it's
girl.
actually like based on like the roles of the household. Like the man of the house is supposed to be the incredible,
Oh, I
strong.
thought you meant the
and-
game. I'm like, this game
No,
sounds like it sucks.
the mom's supposed to be able to stretch in every direction. The teenage girl wants to be invisible, and the boy has a bunch of energy.
That's the
So-
plot of the originals.
Where's the
That's
child fit? Where does the baby fit in?
They
Just sporadic?
they
'Cause
let-
it's crazy,
Because it's
so-
got infinite potential. So they don't know what his power is because
That's
the baby
pretty
has
cool.
infinite potential.
I like.
Did you come up with that, or did you read it somewhere?
I read that.
Okay. Just wondering.
The
I'm just
Oh, I
wondering,
can
'cause
claim
that's
it.
my- I
Let
think
me
it
pitch
kind
my
of, that's not what I
originals
drew from it as a
game.
series. So that's
We
pretty
gotta
cool.
let Travis
Okay, you
pitch
want
this
to talk
here.
about the game Okay.
The originals is like the Incredible version, like all these knockoff characters, but it's them.
You can't drop it.
It's them, like
You should make this.
it's in the household. Like they're superheroes, but you like, play with them like at daytime. It's you like washing the dishes, like packing in the house.
I feel like we
But
can make
you
it
have
so much
super
more-
strong
so
powers.
original.
So like
We should make the
You
teenage
get to be
girl the
Mr.
one
Incredible,
with
like
super-
going to do his insurance.
Yeah, exactly. Dash is like you just run triathlons, like
Violet, you have to avoid being
translucent. Her name's translucent in the originals.
You have to avoid being seen by that guy.
Yeah, what a crappy game.
So who would the bad guy be?
Travis
The
is
guy,
leaving.
the tax man. Oh, Mr. Incredible,
Hello.
you didn't pay your taxes. Going to jail, bitch.
Travis is losing it here in case you didn't notice.
Well,
I just imagine that mini game of like, there's the boy, and she's like, oh, and she's like running away. Oh, there's the boy. Oh,
How about Frozone?
he's just bowling. Or isn't that their thing? They always say they're bowling.
Yeah.
So it's
They're all
your,
fighting
But what's
crime.
it-
but it's you're just him
what's his
like
name?
it's Frozone.
No, but
No,
in
the
the
originals.
Bullzone.
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 Also, what?
And like you play the mini games him bowling, and then the other mini game is just you creating a conversation with Mr. like something incredible, whatever his name is. So it's like hit A for like we shouldn't do this, or hit B for like blah, blah, like
there has to be a line.
diplomatic.
Honey, where's my bowling ball?
Exactly.
A, to lie to your wife. B, to...
And Syndrome is just, and then it gets really dark when you play Syndrome and you're just killing superheroes. Like that's the funnest part of the game.
No,
Like,
but there's no superheroes
What?
because they're just the original.
well, no, but the other ones he killed. Remember? So these are like all the other ones. So he had no
So
mode.
he's just like a regular good old
So
fashioned
he's
serial
a
killer.
serial
He just
killer.
kills random people.
You might be a superhero. Better kill you just in case.
I thought he was the tax guy, though.
What?
Wasn't he the tax guy, you said?
By day.
Right, well, that's how
Obviously.
Syndrome happens. That's his job in the midst of this. That's the
Oh.
big that's the big twist. That a taxman is Syndrome or whatever.
So depressed him his job. Blow his brains out, so he just goes killing people
He
instead.
convincing himself that they're superheroes.
Just
He
in
just
case
stands up
you're a
bowling
superhero,
hours.
I better kill you just to be
Yeah.
sure.
Oh look, that guy can tie his shoes real fast. He must have powers.
How original.
Oh, that guy got a strike.
Exactly, and that's how they cross over. He's going bowling.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know. This is off the rails. I don't even know.
Maybe they'll cross over someday. The Incredibles and the originals.
Well, I have my money on the originals. Syndrome or whatever that Syndrome. What would he? Oh, right, he's the tax man. He sounds a lot more violent than Syndrome. The tax man. He's the tax man. That was Miss Incredible. You're just like bathing Jack Jack. Like these are all just your mini games. Oh man.
Yeah, doing the spoon to Jack Jack's mouth.
Yeah. Don't go too soon. Oh, you blinded your child again. Like.
Again.
Well, it's gonna happen more than once or twice. Okay.
Well, I think that's a good note to end on. That was.
I don't know. People are probably, what the hell is going on?
I think I tuned out halfway through.
Well, we gotta
Don't play
leave
with
them
it.
for something to think about now that the
Yeah.
show's ending,
Think
right?
about, pitch us your idea at, what's our Facebook?
We're at www.facebook.com/podcast or just type
Slash podcast?
No,
It's not a podcast.
I jumped too far there. Just put GeekVerse podcast in the search bar.
Yeah, like a
There
normal
you go.
person. So there, or at Twitter, at GeekVerseCast. If you have any suggestions for any original mini games, let us know. Give us a follow. Give us a like. Next week, I don't know. Hopefully, all five of us will be
Mario
here.
Maker.
Mario Maker. That's gonna be big.
The visit.
We'll see. Oh, yeah. Wow, Mario.
Well, this is the week you said that all the movies are cheaper this week. So maybe is it not all this week, or is that?
Oh, I thought you were telling feel it worldwide. I'm like, that's only here in Cologne.
I know,
worldwide. Movies everywhere. Cheap
Yeah.
for a limited time.
If it's
Not
not,
mean to
yell,
get your hopes up.
yell at your theater downtown.
Hey,
Hey,
podcast said.
the one and only Dylan said this is.
No, he's one of the few.
He's one. Dylan, whatever. Said all these movies would be Tuesday. No, it ends this Friday.
Okay.
It's not out till next Friday.
Yeah, I know. We'll go. I probably maybe go see something else.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying to go see The Visit.
Is there
I want to
any-
go see, talking about the movies, is The Gift.
Okay, we're
Is
not
that
gonna
out
get
right
into
now?
something else right now. Have a good day, night, time, whatever you're doing. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
See you for Mario Maker.
Best wishes.
Adios.
Migos.
Best wishes. Are you ever gonna
My
have...
condolences to you.
Kirkland can't have a normal opening, and you can't have a normal, like, goodbye.
Kirkland,
luck,
Panzer.
It's better than Kirkland.
You should have said that.
Answer.
Yeah.
I'm Dylan. Must.
Oh.
Taylorfield.
That was a good. Or said Taylor Field was perfect for you to fade it out as we were laughing.
I know how to fade it out. I know when to fade it out. I'm the fade in and fade out king. See, now just because of that, I might not fade it out there. I'm going to fade out the F-bomb.